And we are live. How's everybody doing? We are 2 minutes early. I was looking at the clock and figured, what the heck, we'll give it takes a minute or two to usually get past the hellos and everything, so we'll start a couple minutes early today. Let's see who's all here. We've got Charles, Jose, RS is here, Viking, hey, Deanna is here, Delmar, did I say? I did say RS. Hey, Kenneth's here, Lewis is here, Red 5 is here. How's everybody doing? Happy November. It's the 1st of November. Hey, BBs. Oh man, how's everybody's good looking frame, right? It's pretty. Hey, G-Money's here. What's going on? How was everybody's, anyone that celebrated or did anything for Halloween? How's everyone's night? We, Aaron worked and I just got back, today's Wednesday. So Monday around 11 o'clock at night from the Lightburn convention that I worked at in Illinois. So I flew out, we were here, so we streamed last Wednesday. I flew out Thursday morning around 6 a.m. And went to Dallas, then Dallas to Illinois, and then was there through Monday and just got back Monday night. So we didn't end up doing anything for Halloween. Jackson went to bed on time, but next year we will definitely, since we'll be a little bit older, we'll do some trick-or-treating or at least hand out candy or something like that. So I know, I can't believe how quick this year's been going by. I mean, it's gonna be Thanksgiving soon. I worked all night, 150 fresh new bagels, all in their new homes. Oh, bagels sounds so good. Let's see. It's been a while, good to be able to actually catch a stream, mostly in full this time. Yeah, we're starting an hour early today because Erin works 30 minutes early and I wanted to make sure we at least got our 3 hours of streaming. Next week she's closing, so we'll have our regular time, which is an hour later than now. No Jack costume. So Erin did, I don't have a way to show this very well. I'll just show it on the side camera here. So while I was gone, Erin's parents visited, so they flew in. If you remember, last week we streamed super early because my in-laws were flying in town, and they did, gosh, I don't know how well it'll show, but it's freaking adorable. Hold on. I don't know, do I have autofocus on? I don't. I do, so you probably can see this. Let's see. So this was, this was baby Jack's little skeleton costume. So he didn't wear it on actual Halloween, but he was very, very happy to wear his little outfit. So I was really happy to get that photo when I was at work. Well, it made me definitely miss him, but I was happy to see him in his little, I was really happy to see him in his little outfit. Do you think of this way? Last year we were at Grandpa's funeral and time just flies by. Yeah, time is nuts. The older you get, the faster years go. A year time becomes less percentage of your life. Yeah, my parents always said that. And I remember being, you know, like after I graduated high school thinking, oh, I can't wait to get to 21 and then it'll be great. And now here I'm like 31 and I'm like, where did the last decade go, you know? I still feel like a lot of times like the same 18, 19-year-old like sometimes in my brain, not always, but when I fall or hurt myself, it takes a lot longer to recover. Hey Lisa. So, my God, this kid is so, yeah, he is stupid cute. He is, we call him, we say him that he's a ham. Like he kind of describes his personality. He's just this complete goofball of a kid. Before you know it, you'll have 4 kids. Oh gosh, I don't think Aaron, 4 is a lot. I want 2, so we'll see how that goes. This is a 300 millimeter. So let's do some printer stuff. I know we will get sidetracked because it wouldn't be a ModPod or ModPod Army stream if we didn't. So there's a 300 millimeter frame. The things I've done, so last week on stream, we finished assembling the clockwork, the hot end assembly, and the front part. The only thing left to do was to put it all together. I ended up doing that because we've done that twice before. So quite literally, the only things I've done since last week's stream was 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here, 2 bolts for the clockwork to hold it in place, and then I loosened these screws here, so that way these basically on tap hold the magnet adjusting printed pieces in place. I loosened those. It says to shake the tool head, so I did that a bit and then tightened them. So we have tap in place. As you can see, it's moving up and down. Hopefully everything will function when we get to the electronics. We are currently running it with we're running it with 2 magnets and 2 screws instead of the 4 magnet config because I want to test it, see how the input shaping looks, just sort of see what that's like. And then we're going to be at some point installing Zoll, the aftermarket toolhead that's got some pretty awesome stuff, like pretty crazy cooling. And then at that point, we will swap over to the 4-magnet tap because I'm going to be pushing it a lot more, and I want to make sure I have as solid of a hold as possible when we're doing some crazy stuff with it. So let's see, i4, it's a lot as a Soledad 50. Oh man, I couldn't imagine with just Jack. I feel like it's so much, especially because Aaron's back at work part-time, which has ended up being around 25 hours a week. So between working at Lightburn full-time, doing YouTube stuff, and like it's it's a lot. Did you check about a cover? I didn't check to see if there was a PSU cover. I don't think there was, but I will print the one that Aaron mentioned. Yeah, your Trident build that you rebuilt from the one you won, Aaron, looks gorgeous. And I also saw you're going to be building a Pandora's box, which is way up there on my list and something I think we might be doing pretty soon as well. So knowing how quickly that we build printers, you'll probably be done before I start, and it'll be you'll be able to help me out. So hey GPs, it's pronounced like Zoll. I don't know, so I never knew, hey TT, if I didn't just say that. I don't know exactly what it's called. I think it was Zombie that said it's like Soul, but with a Z, so I've been calling it Zoll. I won't pretend to know whether that's actually correct, but that's what I'm sticking with for the time being. Hey, Pedro's in the house, how's it going? So, the game plan for today is to... also, I'm going to say it now. If you are here, hit the like button so we can get this rolling before it's giveaway time. We will be doing our Polymaker giveaway. We will open the giveaway in an hour and a half, and I will make sure to announce it once or twice during that time for anybody that wants to enter. So game plan for today is to complete the bed assembly. Because we're doing the reverse electronics, we won't have to be flipping this machine over so much. Hey GPs, thank you for becoming a member. I think you were a member already, so I think that's renewal, so thank you very much. Hey, Steve's here. Everyone say hi, Steve. Hey Ivan, anyone that hasn't seen it, I'm gonna plug Steve here. Steve is doing an interview on West3D's YouTube channel this Friday, I believe. If you want to, Steve, mention, I don't know the specific time on Friday, but if you want to drop that in there, I think he's going to be getting interviewed. I saw it pop up on Twitter, which is pretty awesome. Hey, Cookie. Let me see. Let me find where the bed section is. Here we go. Okay, so this is I think it's the 5th? I thought it was on Friday, which would be the 3rd. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not on Friday. Steve, when are you doing the West 3D thing? 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay, so it's 5 p.m. Pacific, and I swore it was Friday, but confirm Sunday. Okay, it's Sunday, not Friday. It is the 5th. So your regular streaming day. Are you doing your regular stream in the morning then, and that'll be just an afterwards thing? Where the heck do I put this for now? I'm gonna go around, move the Trident out of the way just for a moment here so we can get the silicone heating pad and the powder coated PEI on the build plate, and then I'll bring the frame back up once we're ready to install. But I'm hoping we get the bed completely on today and then start mounting electronics. That's the game plan. West 3D guys are great. I live 10 minutes from them. Nice to be able to pick up there. Oh, that's cool that they have will call, so you can just go down there and grab it. I've never met them. I haven't been. I didn't go to any of the printing events this year, but I've heard. I know Zombie does a lot of stuff with them, and I've heard great things. So, Steve, a man of few words. Sunday. Okay. I got that belt tension tool from West3D, and it's been great. I don't know if I know what that is, the belt tension tool. Okay, let's see what we are doing here. So it tells us which side is which. So the side that has the bigger recessed holes for the bolt head is going to be the top. Let's see. Top of the plate is mounting holes with bores that allow the bolt heads. Yep. So we're going to start with the magnetic sheet. And I'm trying to think, let's see, Okay, let's start by peeling and cleaning this plate. I think my computer restarted. I don't have everything. Nope, that's not what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Okay, so yeah, let's start by peeling off the cover here. I think we measured, I'm pretty sure we measured this. Where's my calipers? They're over there. I'm pretty sure we measured the thickness of this plate, but in case we didn't, or if anyone missed that, and I don't remember, let's see this thickness of this plate. I think it's 11 millimeters, but that might not be right. Nope, not even close. So I'd say without the film, it's an 8 millimeter plate is what this is. I'm also 10 to 15 minutes. Where is West 3D? I think they're in a neighboring state to me. Are they in like Oregon or Washington? Oh crap, a bunch of printing to do. Yeah, I just remind I need more printers. So I'm also it's a pretty nice looking plate. Yeah, being able to pick up parts locally sounds dangerous. When we were living in Orange County, there was a Micro Center fairly close to us, but Micro Center, they had a pretty good selection of like filaments and stuff, but they didn't have, I think now they have a bunch of like Voron stuff as well, which they didn't have when I lived there. And I think that, yes, it would have been quite easy to make a spontaneous purchase. Okay, so let's wipe this down. I got some isopropyl alcohol. Okay, close to Portland. So they're not, I mean, Portland is, I gotta check to see how far is Portland from me. I think it's no more than 6-ish hours, which I know is not close, but it's let's see, Portland. Yeah, wow, I'm impressed with myself. 6 hours and 4 minutes to Portland for me. So yeah, they are close to me. I missed Micro Center. It was close to one before leaving Mass. That was around 23 years ago. Yeah, I don't think there's any in the state of Idaho, so I do miss... I just liked walking down, or not walking down, but like going to the store and walking around. MC still has one kit for Voron, but they have bamboo accessories. Oh, cool. Yeah, they've really expanded their like sort of 3D printing maker area. What is that crap on the build plate? It's weird. It almost looks like something splashed up here, but it's not coming off, so I don't know. Okay, so let's grab our magnetic sheet. Okay, so this covers the entire thing. So what we are going to do is probably just use an X-Acto knife and create little X's. It never looks pretty the way I did it. I can't remember, Steve, how you did the magnets when we did the VZ build, but I know you definitely did them differently than me. I know for this you had a roller, but for the actual cutting of the, that's right, you had that tool. You used your little, that kind of deburring tool that you had, but the fancy one, I think, is what I remember now. Okay, let's get this. Just broke the bottom of one side of the front skirt and a tab. Wait, just broke the bottom of one side of the front skirt and a tab. Did you drop your printer? I use a okay, hobby knife. Okay, so we will. What I normally do is just peel off a tiny little bit like this. We'll actually zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see. I've done this for pretty much everything. So I line up the far side. I feel like I want it scooted a millimeter further that way, but We'll be okay. Okay, and then I just start like this, use my hand and slowly peel back. Slowly peel back. Had to hit the brakes once on the way back from, that caused it, oh no. You guys are lucky you live in the sticks? Oh, I live in the sticks. The closest major city to me is Reno. They don't have anything good. That's funny. That's where Reno is actually where we stopped on the way to Idaho when we moved. It was the only like sort of major city that had Airbnbs that we needed for the dogs. My parents are driving out actually next, not this weekend, but the following weekend, and they're doing the same exact thing. They're driving from Southern California to Reno, and then they'll stay in Reno, and then they'll come the rest of the way. I absolutely have buckled plenty of printers in when driving. Okay, so it goes over the end ever so slightly. I did a pretty good job. I'm gonna give myself like a 97 out of 100. But yeah, this back corner, I knew when I said it that it was just a hair off, but it won't be noticeable once it's all up and running, or once it's all set up. So let's go ahead and flip this over for a second, put some weight down. I know Aaron told my parents we were gonna meet up. But had to work, gotcha. I had 7, wait, was that, are you saying that was on the way back from OC? Oh, that was from OC Maker Faire. I thought that pretty much all the printers on the LDO/Voron section all looked like your babies. Okay, so from the bottom here, we've got 1, 2, 3. What are all? I didn't even actually pay attention as far as how many of these holes I need to clear out. I'm assuming so, okay, on the threaded ones on the back, I'm assuming one of these are going to be for our fuse, one of these are going to be for grounding, and then there's 3 other holes. I wouldn't think we would need all 3 of those. I'm going to stab it with... Let's see, I have M3, M4. Yeah, it feels like there's an unnecessary amount of holes on this. Is it because it's, oh, okay, that's what I thought. I remember that on the 2.4 as well. It was kind of confusing to me. Okay, so the ones we need for the Trident then are going to be the far outside. Okay, that makes sense then. So we'll need this one on this side, this one on this side, center one. The front 2 and the back 2 right here would be the ones that would go on the 2.4. And then we need to be able to, I don't think we need, yeah, we don't even need to remove material from this 2 threaded ones because again, it's the fuse. It's the fuse and it's the ground cable, which should just be M3 screws. So let me go ahead and stab. Will this go through? Let's see if I just go like this. I used to have a little, like, I think it was like an ice, oh, you know what? Let's use this. I've got this little kind of like nozzle clear thing, just that way I can make sure I'm poking through the right area before I start cutting. If we can get this through. There we go. Okay. It also cleaned off the filament that was on it. I'm jealous. I want a big winter here, but that means New York will get even more snow. This year's been interesting as far as, let's screw up the magnet. This year's been interesting as far as weather goes. Like, the weather just dropped. It's been in the mid to upper 70s here. And we just got a cool wave finally. Okay, so these holes are really towards the end. X-Acto knife is going to be here. Thankfully, some payment for snowplow guys. Yeah, they have, they don't really have snowplow here, but they have like the snow blower guys that will come by and clear up the street, like the sidewalks and stuff like that. Vote drill bit as well. But a slightly undersized drill bit makes life nice. That is a great freaking idea. You're lucky it's only 41 today and 10 tonight. Jeez. Yeah, drill bit's actually a really good idea. Right now, I'm just going to attempt to... I also need to get new blades. For this X-Acto knife blade is like... It has served me well. I need to order some replacement blades at the very least. But yeah, a drill bit's a great idea. That would have been the better option. Alright, I don't need this to look pretty really, I just need this to at least be able to get my socket head through, which okay, should be good. It's really ugly. Good to see. Hey, Mitch, how's it going? Yeah, I was really excited to see you. I was like 3D printing people. For anyone that missed earlier, I was at LBX, which was Lightburn Experience, which was the Lightburn event hosted in Peoria, Illinois. And yeah, on Sunday, Mitch came down, which was super cool. Super cool to see him. It was a really, really fun event, and I think it sounds like there will definitely be another one. So for anyone that's interested, whenever the next one is, I'll definitely let everybody know. I don't think it's going to be in the same place, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier to get to. I'm doing it absolutely just gross job here. Okay, let's see if I pop this through the other way. The photo of Mitch. Yeah, freaking Sam. Sam Prentice got a photo of me when I was like looking super tired, and Mitch was standing around and said it was my super fan table. Yeah, that was Sunday morning, which was the final day after the event, where we had sort of like a craft fair, vendor fair type thing, which was cool to see. There was some awesome laser stuff. Okay, I might need to clean these up more. I probably will, but for right now, I think 2 of these are probably good, but this one, kind of more actually. I have a punch set in the garage, which probably would have been a much cleaner way to do this if I just marked it before I peeled it, marked it and punched it. But here we are. Okay, we are going for function over form. All right, that should be fine. Get all this magnet residue off of here. If I went with a SIBOOR Trident instead of LDO, what do you think of the quality differences? So a couple things. One, depending on when you order your SIBOOR Trident, it might be quite different than this. I know that SIBOOR is doing a lot of changes, and I think they're switching over to Big Tree Tech hardware. But the only thing so far that I've had issues with was on the frame, one of the holes that was like drilled out still had a piece of residue aluminum in there, which it didn't cause issues, but it was very annoying until I figured out that was the issue. This is an older kit. I think they've sent this over probably 5 months ago now, because it was prior to what am I seeing, the Terminator running? I got my camo mounts. Hard to get them perfectly lined up. Yeah, you're saying with a punch, it is. I've done it before, and then I put it on. I'm like, oh crap, it's slightly offset. What the heck was I? Yes, this kit. The only things that were actually an issue were they had the old version of their gear, the BMG gear, which is not the right one. So I would have needed a different BMG gear, which I thankfully had plenty of BMG gears. It's the big gear. And then I went with, they sent me the printed parts, and all the printed parts have been fine. The exception to that was the tool head was definitely over extruded, and Steve had mentioned I could probably file the pieces down. I ended up reprinting them. If you aren't going with their printed parts kit at all, then it's a non-issue. But their V0.2 parts that they sent me were in like mint condition, while the Trident parts I would say are okay. That being said, again though, I think that this Trident kit outdates the V0.2, so you're potentially you could have not those issues. I mean, I think that someone told me they've gone now with their own POM BMG gear, and the printed parts might be different, but overall the stuff has been quite minimal. The other thing was the toolhead board. If you're going to use a toolhead board, the one they sent only had 24 volts, yet I'm running tap, which was not part of this kit. The kit comes with an inductive probe, and I'm using a 5-volt tap with a 24-volt board, which would have required either me pulling 5 volts from a different pin or cutting a trace and using a jumper wire. So I'm using a different toolhead board, but that's kind of more a me thing versus a them thing, because this kit isn't built for tap. It's built for the standard inductive probe, which is 24 volts and would have worked fine. So long story short, I think that it's a solid kit based off everything I'm seeing so far. There are some small things, like basically one of the things is I think LDO's frames are the nicest frames out there. Like I've seen now 3 or 4 different manufacturers' frames, and LDOs are just so pretty. The way they sandblast them and everything, or I think they sandblast them. But yeah, the frames are awesome. But for the price difference, I think especially someone that is going to be doing some slight mods or slight tweaks, it's a pretty good value proposition. Yeah, the LDO extrusions are gorgeous. The LDO SIBOOR V0 and the LDO V0 has been minor differences. Yeah, my primary V0 right now is the SIBOOR V0.2 variant. Granted, I've done some mods to it, but I don't see you building a printer, Mitch, and leaving it completely stock. I have a feeling you would do some mods as well. So, and yes, the Terminator is planned. I think we'll do it on live stream. We'll likely get it set up on live stream, CB. Have you seen those new magnet sheets that have a hard top surface? Seems pretty neat and rated for higher temps. I haven't. If you have a link to one, please send it. I'd like to check them out. You should build the 100 printer and review it. Is there a kit for it? You're talking about the one that's like inspired by the Rook, right? And is super fast. If there's a kit for it, I'd be interested in checking that out. Or I guess I can compare the bomb and see what I have here, because I do have a ton of hardware. Okay, so based off what we just said, front of printer, back of printer. So let's make sure we don't screw this up. Let's wipe this down as well. I was originally debating on using some of the RTV, but last time this stuff was so stinky, I don't want to use it in the room again, especially Jackson wasn't around. Jackson wasn't born yet, and now that Jackson's next door, I don't want the fumes for this thing. So I'm gonna just use the adhesive on the heating pad and hope for the best. And if for some reason it starts to fail, then I'll have to either swap it or reinforce it with RTV later on. But so far I've only used the RTV glue on, I think the Mercury build is the only one that I've done that on. I think he plans to make a 100 kit. Well, if a kit does become a thing, and you remember, please tag me, because I've watched some videos on it. It looks like a pretty cool printer. And I have tons of spare, like, main boards and hot ends and extruders that we can install on it. Okay, so it comes with it's a no-name, it is a no-name heater, which I think usually they'll say if they're a, oh gosh, why can't I think of the name? What's the name of the main heating pad company that everyone uses? I can't think of it. I'm guessing 100 kit is for speed benchies. It's a pretty small printer. I think it's the same size as the Rook, right? Or Kinovo, that's it. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I don't think it's a Kinovo. If I'm not mistaken, Kinovo typically always has their branding on it. So, check if bed is flat. We've already attached. We're going. I mean, if it's not flat, then we're running with it. Okay, so as far as centering this goes, I am going to just eyeball it and hope for the best. Looks pretty good to me. Quality is great. My 350 is about 35 kilograms with CNC upgrade. Let's say it's robust. Yeah, 100 kit is super fast. At least with the Trident, you can invert electronics easily and never have to turn it over. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the inverted electronics. I, again, initially was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do any mods. I think my heated bed is slightly favoring this side, but it's definitely slightly favoring that side. Oh well. It's not substantial. Like, let me see if you guys can see it. Oh, I don't know how well you can see it. Probably not much. It's minimal. I mean, maybe a few mil off, which in the grand scheme of things, I don't think is going to be a huge deal. And in reality, I don't typically print edge to edge anyways. It's super rare for me to do that. I'm too OCD now to take tape off and make sure it's centered. I found the rock and roller mods were amazing for the 2.4 to allow you to get into electronics. I've never heard of that. I don't know what the rock and roller mod is. Needs a honey. Yeah, the honey badger heaters are super nice that are edge to edge. I do agree. They're really, really nice. Hey, PF, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's get some air horn. Cheers, thank you. Alien got one, Ron got one, Jeff got one, Daniel got one, and and the Elder. You all got memberships. There are new emojis if you haven't seen them. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we have got our plate on. The Vorons use the thick plates, that's why I prefer these. I've had enough cheap printers. Yeah, we got pineapple pizza, we got squirrels. Okay, so we have got that in place. So it's already got the, let me cut this off. Hello, sorry I'm late. I was designing a 270-degree part cooling fan duct for the 250. Nice, super cool. No worries, welcome. Service from Austria, cool. Yeah, we started early today too, because Aaron starts work like half an hour early, and I wanted to make sure we at least got our 3 hours in. So I started a hair earlier than normal as well. Their angle prints at the back of the printer that you roll onto. The printer sits at an angle. Oh, so you can go on the side of the printer at the bottom. I think I have seen someone post it a long time ago, but yeah, I haven't looked into it. I will absolutely take a link. I have a set permanently installed on my 2.4 while I'm tuning. Nice. Yeah, we're not going to do a whole lot with the 2.4, but we are going to go to CAN bus on it, and we are going to install the 3DO 4K side camera thing. So we might end up doing that on stream one day. So it's already got the It's already got the fuse wired in place, so all I'm going to do is turn it at an angle and bolt it down. And it says we want an M3/8 socket head. I feel like we need a feels like I can use a washer. Do we have M3 washers in this kit? We do. Only 5 of them though. Do I have M3 washers somewhere else? I feel like I could use a M3 nuts, M5 shims. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll go without for now and see how it goes. It just feels like the socket head is pretty close to the hole of the entire fuse. Is he awake? You guys want to see Jack? Aaron said he just woke up. I showed a photo of him. I showed his Halloween outfit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. They said no trick-or-treating. I said no, but he did have a cute outfit. When is the 2.4 build? No, we did a 2.4 build. Steve, we did the LDO one. That was prior to this and prior to the VZBot. It's actually right here. Yeah, we're just going to do the CAN bus conversion and install the camera. Yeah, so definitely not planning on building another 2.4. Well, I mean, not now at least. Okay, we'll get Jack. Is there space for you to... Hey, bubbies. Big guy. Oh. Oh. All right, here's Jack. I was only gone for 5 days, and I came back and was like, "You're bigger already, huh, Bubba?"
Honey,
He's looking at the build guide. He's making sure. He says, "You sure that was an M3/8, Daddy?" Hi, bubbies. Hi, bubbies. We're still trying to get him to say Dada. He says Mama, which is nice. Nice for me, because when he's upset, he goes Mama. I'm like, it's you. So, oh, bubbies, you have a nice nap. You have a nice nap. It was short. Okay.
watch you in bed.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate the support. He looks tired. He's like, I'm ready to go back to sleep.
He might go back to sleep. Just change his diapers.
Bye, bubbies. Okay, well, enjoy your nap.
Hi, Steve. Hi,
Hey, Steve, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Well, let's get a little air horn action for Steve. Yeah, it's a mini bot. Even though he's growing, so all the clothes that they're buying for him now are 12 months, because he's not like, I like weight-wise, he's not real heavy, I wouldn't say, but he's just long.
Perfect height, or perfect weight.
Yeah, it's the height. It's height. He's a long boy. He's a long boy. He's like, you're very long, Jack. Oh, Steve says hi back. He heard you say hi.
Oh, awesome.
Growing is hard work. Yes. He is like, I'm not here for your entertainment. Yeah. Steve wants to see the picture. Oh, wait, did I show you, Steve, the picture of him in his little... Oh, if not, I'll show it. Here. I might have sent it to Steve. I'm going to turn on a different camera, Mama. I love you. I don't know. No, it's facing this way. It's facing this way. Wait, that's all right. Side. There we go. This was, I think I sent this to Steve, but maybe I didn't. This was him in his little Halloween outfit. Charles Lucas says hi.
Hello. Oh, that's my cousin.
Oh, he says hi. Nope, cute. All right. Okay, let's build some printers. That was my distraction for the stream. Oh. Okay. Yeah, he definitely we're trying to get him to try other stuff now. My concern is that I tried getting him some oatmeal the other day. It was like baby oatmeal, and his face looked like it. Like, I only gave him 1 scoop before he wouldn't have any more. But his face looked like it kind of broke out in a rash, and so I'm concerned now that he has like an oat allergy or something. But he is eating some other stuff now, like carrots and peas and stuff like that. But I'm concerned about trying too many things at once in case he does end up having some kind of allergy. That is a cool Peanuts blanket. Were you David Pumpkin? I didn't dress up. I didn't do anything because Aaron worked and I just was recovering from the trip. We do love David Pumpkin though. Okay, so thermal fuse is in place. Grounding we'll need to do later on. We'll run the ground wire from our power supply. We're not doing a ZN stop because we are running tap, so it's just a singular nozzle probe that we'll use for everything. So it does help expedite things a little bit. And then we're using Wegos, which we do have here. Don't blame Aaron for your lack of festivities. No. I totally could have sat out front and done like handing out candy and stuff, but I don't know. I got back so late on Monday night, and normally next Saturday's video is already done by Sunday the following week, and here we are Wednesday, and I don't have very much of it done, so I'm a little bit in panic mode. Let's see. So let's go ahead and snap these into place like this. Did I snap that? It sounded like I broke it, but I don't think I did. There we go. I gotta go have fun the rest of the stream. Take care, everyone. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Steve. Thanks for the members too. I'm gonna try Sunday's yours. If I don't catch the regular stream, I'm gonna try to stop by for the West 3D stream Sunday afternoon. So hopefully I'll see you there. Okay, number 2 is in place, and did anybody see that LDO is bringing back the, oh gosh, my thumb has been killing me, like my wrist right here. It sucks. I don't know what I did. Did anyone see that LDO is bringing back the Switchfire kit? They're upgrading it, so it's like StealthBurner. Dude, did everyone see their new, I think we talked about it maybe last week, but did you guys see the new breakout board that LDO is releasing? It's a, instead of a CAN bus board, it's using USB. I believe it's USB-C, but the USB-C provides 24 volts, or all of your voltage, up to 24 volts, and data, and it basically uses, it has a breakout board, and so you have DC power supply into breakout board, and then I think probably a couple of cables from your main controller, and it does it all over USB. So I think that there's going to be still plenty of application for CAN bus, especially for multi-toolhead setups, because you can run multiple nodes in a network. But I do think for a lot of people that USB-C, once it gets released widespread, because right now I think it's only in the kit, that it is going to probably replace CAN for quite a few people, because of the fact that it's just going to be such a simple and straightforward install versus having to figure out how to do all the CAN bus stuff. Yeah, CAN scares a ton of people. CAN scares a ton of people. And I have nothing against CAN. It's been very reliable for me once getting it set up, but I totally understand the reservation of the setup process because each board is a little bit different, and it's just, every time I've done it so far, it's never been a like A to Z, everything's perfect. It's always like, what's going on now? Okay, it's that. So if you know how to set it up, it works well. Yeah, it does. Again, like the Mercury 1.1's running it. One of my V0s is actually running it because we are going to be using some of the...
How he gets his mom's look, kissing face.
Hey, thank you very much. That was from Raxo. What a little cutie, how he gets his mom's looks. Yeah, he's got my big feet, and he's got a lot of gas. I'm like, probably got that from me too, kiddo. What kit does the board come in? It comes in the Switchwire Rev C right now. I saw someone ask Jason on Twitter or X, whatever, when it was going to be available, excuse me, separately, and there wasn't an exact answer. But I imagine if they're shipping it in this kit, it's only a matter of time. They probably only have select quantities right now, and they're gonna scale up production. So, hey, Booty's in the house. Nice it's here. How's it going? No worries, man. I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry that the weather's bad. You're not that the vacation is not happening. I'm definitely bummed out to hear that for you. Yeah, let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. We're here to watch things. So let's see. I think I want to say if I go to LDO, LDO motors. I think that, yeah, okay, so they did put out a video 11 days ago. So let's see, I don't know how much detail it shows in here. So yeah, StealthBurner Toolhead, yeah. So, okay, the new board is called Nighthawk. And it's a two-part, two-piece board, so like we're used to. This is the one that's gonna mount onto like the tool heads, the side clockwork. I don't actually see a USB connection here, so maybe it's not USB-C. Maybe it's a, hey, nice, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. I will not be able to read off everyone's name, but Booty, Kevin, it's not happening. Let's go, leave some air horn, and then pizza. Wait, oh, it's not there anymore. We'll do cheer. Thank you very much, nice. I appreciate the support, man. Okay, so yeah, it's a custom connector, so that must be it right there. I thought it was a standard USB, but I guess at the end of the day, as long as they provide the connector, it doesn't really matter. It's USB, just the two USB communication wires. Gotcha, okay. Hey, it's a breakout board. You can find that in the LDO docs. Well, this is not a breakout board. It's a full toolhead board. So it takes all the wires and then puts them into a single XT connector, and that's basically at the XT30. Yep, exactly. So you just plug this directly into your Raspberry Pi or whatever your, hey, Turtle's in the house, how's it going? Plug this directly into your Pi or whatever your Clipper host is, and it behaves like any controller board. So you don't have to go through any of the CAN bus stuff. It's just flash it with Clipper and get your serial ID and place that into your config file, and you're ready to rock and roll. So converts the micro fit. There's an additional breakout board for it in the electronics, which converts from microfit to USB-C. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to be wicked cool. So yeah, they updated the board. They updated that board. It comes with the stuff for the StealthBurner now, and it has the previous version, like the one I built, had this 12684, 12654, whatever the rotary encoder type thing was. Now they've got a capacitive touchscreen, so it's a nice quality of life improvement. And I'm also just happy that, oh, and you get the Raspberry Pi, so yeah, it's got everything. USB standard goes to 20 volts, so running 24 is non-standard USB, but USB data. Okay, gotcha, that makes sense then. Fabrico has it up for pre-order. Oh, sick. I need to definitely get at least one of those in. I am still doing CAN bus on quite a few things. Like, I think Big Tree Tech is sending a CAN bus board for the 2.4 build that we did. So I'm not abandoning CAN bus, but I certainly will use that when it becomes available, and very likely do a full video on it, because it's quite cool. It's what I've been wondering for a while, because for, we'll go to my face for a sec. So, for example, like the Bamboo Lab printers, the Chitty-Tech X-Max, at least 3, and I'm assuming not the Max 3, but the one, there's another one, but they're all using USB-C for the toolhead boards. And so I've been wondering, why are we not seeing more of these? Why are they only being custom made for these, manufacturers? And so now it seems like the time is coming, and LDO's got this one, and in the same thread on where LDO posted it, Big Tree Tech posted that they've been working on something for some months now too. That's not the same thing, but essentially I think it's going to function. I think it's going to function very similarly. So it's coming. It's coming. So sorry for the overload. No problem. It totally distracted me for a second there. I was hearing over here, looking at the things popping up. I noticed in one of your Liper videos that you're a fellow Affinity Design user. Yes, prior to switching over to Mac for editing, I was a Adobe person, so Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, and didn't really use After Effects much, but when I gave up on Premiere, I went over to Final Cut on Apple, but I was still paying every single month for Adobe Photoshop, which is what I was using for all of the YouTube thumbnails. And it got to a point, and I think I was paying $20 a month, and I was not using it for very much. Like, you've seen my thumbnails, they're quite simplistic. It's a still photo with some text on it, and I do apply a little bit of contrast and stuff like that, but I'm using a, 2% of what Photoshop can do. And so Affinity Photo is a one-time license purchase, and I think I got their full suite. So they have like 3 versions of it, which is basically covers what would be Photoshop, Illustrator, and one more. But yeah, I love Affinity. Affinity's absolutely awesome. Okay, way goes. Let's get back to it. So now we're gonna do the frame. So let's move our build plate off to the side. I feel like if all I did was quickly build printers, though, we would not enjoy the streams nearly as much, right? Like, is it just me, or we enjoy the tangents? All right, so the shorter extruder, or the shorter extrusion is getting an M516 button head. So let's grab that. We like the side tangents. It's going to be my struggle to build slower. Yeah, I promise you that prior to streaming, I didn't know, where the heck is M5? M516, okay. Prior to streaming the builds, I would sit in and pretty much build from start to finish in as few sittings as possible. So, yes. Okay, so we are threading in this little bolt here, and then we want to make sure that we're sliding it in on the side that has one of these holes, so it's a blind joint. So we'll go right about here, and then I'm going to actually start by just getting this almost fully tight. Let's grab this and zoom out a little bit. Okay, so let's see roughly, where is our, so we've got 200 millimeters. Okay, so 200 is pretty much our center point. I don't think it's so close. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, but let me at least put a square. Oh, the washer trick. That's right. That's right. What was, okay, the washer trick was, yeah, we'll do that. We didn't do that for the rest of the frame. I completely forgot about it. Okay, so the washer trick is just that. Putting a washer on the bolt. So this was an M5, so we'll need an M5 washer. And hopefully they provided us with, looks like one extra of each. So we've got an M5 here. So basically, one of the issues that I've had with the Trident build and the 2.4 build, this was never an issue. Pretty much every printer that's not been a like V0/printer for ants build is that when you are doing the final tightening, the extrusion wants to twist on you. And Steve had mentioned that if you get a washer and you put a washer on, and then you thread it on, that when you're tightening it, it helps to sort of evenly apply the force and keeps it from twisting on you. So, and he showed it in a video. I think he actually, if I remember correctly, we were on a call one night just chatting about build stuff, and he actually showed me on the printer he had in front of him how much of a difference it made. So, why don't anyone use? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with this trick. Yeah, so it's a really good tip. It basically, if you're ever having issues with frame twisting, when you're trying to tighten it, if you throw a washer on it like this, I mean, again, I'm doing the exact same thing, but there's a washer on it now, and you just want to make sure, obviously, that you can still slide it on. It will completely eliminate that twisting. So yeah, thank you for the reminder. What we do want to do though is again verify that we are close to, let's see, right about there. We had a pretty big discussion about it during the VZBot build because that was my biggest issue. Was I was having problems. Oh god, yeah, it turned out great. So yeah, I think if my brain or Delmar reminds me each time I build a printer or I get in the habit of it, I will start doing that on every build. It's just a washer, and it just helps protect your frame from not being perfectly square or twisting on you. I haven't built anything with 2020s for a little while. This trick should become, I agree. I think that this should just become part of every build. Why not? Like it's literally pennies and washers, and the benefit of doing it is far outweighs there's no benefit of not doing it. So yeah, thanks for the reminder. Okay, so we've got that. We are perfectly aligned there. And now we want to load is this saying, okay, so M5, so it's a combination of M5 and M3 T-nuts. So M3 goes in first. Side view. Which side does the washer go on? Inside the extrusion? Yes, the washer goes inside the extrusion. So like if you are you slide the head of the screw into the channel, you want the washer to be on that side as well. Because if you have the washer outside the channel, you're going to be creating gaps in the extrusion. So yeah, you want it to be inside of the channel with it. Okay, so we've got one M3 going in. Reminder on the side, you need to load them. Oh, reminder on the side, you do not need to load them. Nosy and stop with tap. So, which do I not? I need to load all but one then? I don't know which one I don't need, Delmar. It's on this part you're saying? No, this shouldn't be it. Might be the next. Okay, cool. Not these. I was like, yeah, this is the bed. This shouldn't be. Let's see. And so it looks like we want M3 nuts on the inside. So let's flip this around like this. And we're going with M3 nuts facing towards the outside, the hole. I keep saying M3 nut, but we know what we're talking about. Rolling nuts. One on this side, like so. And these look like opposite directions. So one of them with the hole facing inward. So M5 hole facing inward, and then the other one, the hole is facing the outside, and then the same thing on the other side. You're paying more attention to chat today. I'm trying to. Well, last week's stream was so early that I was freaking tired. Today I got up nice and early because I had plans on working on a video script, and I got to a portion of it. I have all the footage for this video, right? And I know exactly the direction I need to go for it because it's instructional. And I get past the intro, which is usually the hardest part because that's where I really like to think about how can I make this interesting yet concise and all these different things. And I roll right past it. I get to the first part, which is about the firmware, and discover that there was an issue with the firmware on the thing I'm talking about, and the manufacturer pulled it. So now I'm like, great, I can't do this video until the revised version gets released. So anyways, I guess what I'm saying, I was up nice and early drinking coffee and working on the computer, so I feel alert. I am alert. Chat is dangerous to pay attention to or take advice from. It's a mixed bag. You guys are awesome. There are definitely times where you guys have confused the living crap out of me, but there are lots of times where you guys have saved me. So, okay, so this is the section where you're talking about, Delmar. It looks like on one side of it, there's two M3 nuts, and the other side, there's two M5. So are you saying one of these isn't needed because of what I'm doing, or I guess worst comes to worst, I could remove them, right? I struggle to put things to words that I know to instruction. Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the two close ones. Okay, so the two close ones, the M3. Okay, the M3 don't do. I mean, granted, Aaron, you know, I've been making videos now for well over a decade, but because I don't have a background in engineering or, you know, any of this stuff. I mean, I was going to school for originally computer engineering, but I never got my degree. I got my associates, and then life happened. I feel like I feel like my sort of like expertise, if you will, is taking something that seems complicated and chopping it up into a way that most people are able to understand it. And I know that's not always the case. I talk fast, and sometimes I do make assumptions about what is common knowledge versus not, but I think that that's something that I pride myself on is, again, making content that helps people get to the finish line successfully. So a lot of it is me stumbling through things, finding out what the pain points are, and helping, you know, like almost like GPS for the person driving the course, and hey, avoid this pothole here. So those are for the end stop. Yes. Do you make videos about GD? Okay, so I did the for anyone that's wanting to see what I'm talking about or what I'm doing here. I installed two M5 roll-ins here, and the instructions call for two M3 here, but I'm not using them because I'm using tap, and I'm using tap, and I'm using a what am I using? I'm using a PCB board for X and Y, so I'm doing things a little bit different. Hey, what's up, Elder? I can provide bad advice if you ever need any. All right, that's good to know. That's not true, though. Turtle, when I was building the Merc, you were giving me some great advice about some of the things you were testing on. Taken, I agree. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, again, I've been doing educational tutorial type videos for a decade now. So if I'm not getting better and improving on, you know, my craft, then I'm doing something wrong, right? Like you should be, I'm constantly looking for inspiration and taking critical feedback and doing my best to implement that moving forward. So I do try, which hopefully shows. Okay, let's move this out of the way. And now we are going to be getting the GE5C bearings, which there are GE5C spherical bearings. 1, 2, we got 3 of these. And then we need M36 button heads, which I think are these guys. That should be it for right now. I'm going to I'll do the bad advice, don't worry. GPS tells you to avoid the potholes. How to get that feature? Well, I meant I meant as an extreme example. Maybe if you use the Waze app, you know, sometimes it'll tell you, hey, there's a police officer, there's a traffic jam or something like that. Awesome, Elder. Congratulations. What printer kit or build or what did you go with? It's easier for me to provide bad advice than it is good advice. Sure. Hey, Lisa, thank you for the 16 months. Cheers. Let's go with some air horn action. I designed a new tool head for V400 need probe mount. Interesting. What are you configuring? Like, what's the extruder and hot end you're going with? Also, did anyone see, I think FL Sun teased that they're releasing a new Delta printer, which I'm quite excited about because I love Deltas, and I'm glad that there's at least a couple companies trying to keep them alive. Okay, so these are the bearings we're using. If anyone hasn't seen these are what the Trident uses, and they are pretty low cost, and they're sort of like a ball joint swivel. And this allows for if the bed to move around and also correct itself, but it should also help when it comes to the bed slightly expanding because it's not locked in place. You've got the ability to have these slightly move. So I don't think I've used these before. What did on the Mercury 1.1, what do you guys use, Turtle? I know that like the mini tanks, Oh, it uses full linear rails. That's what it is, right? It's mounted on 3 points with linear rails, so they can all kind of adjust as needed. Orbiter V2 and Revo, nice. That's a great combination. 250-15s for fan cooling. That's gonna be sweet. If you ever have Z-shoes, check these. They sometimes get excess play in them. I found, I guess, plastic version hold up. Okay, good to know. Thank you. LDO kit 2.4. Oh God, you're going, you're going hard with it. That's awesome. Yeah, you're gonna love that. Okay, so this presses in here, which fits in nicely. And then we are getting, it looks like just M3/6 button heads, and these are just threading into plastic, and these are going to hold this guy in place. Let's see, do we have? My wrist is gonna love this. And Costal, okay, that's what it was. It was Costal balls, that's right. God, I don't want to, I'm gonna use my Allen keys instead. My right wrist is just killing me for some reason. I don't know what the heck I did. I haven't been excessively on the computer the last couple days, so I really don't know. I'm gonna hold it. Sorry if it doesn't look as, I can show you after what I'm doing, but I just need to consider my wrists. Okay, so since we're threading into plastic, I'm just hand tightening them. You know what, I'll start them off with this guy. I have an Orbiter V2 and LGX that need to find new homes. I won't ever use them. How come? It's just set with your extruder and hot end? What is your go-to, Aaron, for the extruder and the hot end? I bought way too many of those. I have dozens of those magnets and Costal balls. Linear rails and magnets. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Sweetom, thank you for 4 months. Let's definitely get you air horn action. Last stream before my 2-week USA vacation. How fun. Whereabouts in the US are you going? LGX Lite I did not like, and V2 is heavy. VZ Hex Shooter is awesome. Yeah, Hex Shooter has been great. I love the Orbiter, man. Like, I mean, again, I'm typically not pushing printers to their absolute maximum, and it's just with combination of the little toolhead board that it's got, or not toolhead board, but the filament runout board that it's got. It's just, I really like it. I like it a lot. And I have the LGX Lite is running. I have 2 of them. One of them I've never taken out of its box, which needs to go on a printer. I don't know which one yet, but I'm running one on the Rat Rig V Minion, and again, not pushing that printer to its absolute maximum by any means, but that has been such a consistent printer that I've thrown all sorts of crazy filaments at, like anything from, I mean, standard stuff to all sorts of TPUs. We did the carbon fiber PET video on it the other day. So, but yeah, I guess, you know, again, if you're going for sheer performance, I can understand those decisions. Okay, well, this is going to be not super entertaining. I've got to repeat this basically 6 more times. I like my orbiters. I have them on my 2 V0s. Yeah, I love my orbiter. It's actually, I don't know if I want to say it's my favorite extruder, but it's absolutely up there for me. I just think it's designed so nicely. Have you guys seen the new Orbiter too? The Orbiter V3 Smart or whatever it is. It has a hot end as well. I haven't actually seen them hit the shelves yet, but LDO like teased them or had a few of them at I think it was at ERF last year. Maybe it was Murph actually. No, it might have been, it was Murph, because yeah, it was a while ago. Okay, so this part is a little bit over extruded, which is why I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting this started. Galileo 2, I don't have the Galileo 2, but on the 2.4, that might be an upgrade that we'll end up doing. I might ask LDO to see if they'd be willing to sell one out. If not, I'll pick one up off Fabrico, but because it's an LDO 2.4 kit, I think it would be cool to throw that in there. I'm gonna leave that one relatively Voron stock, and that like toolhead's gonna be StealthBurner. We might go tap on it. It's running clicky right now. I might go tap on it. What did oh, Sweet, you said, sorry, I totally missed your message. And I asked, visiting my girlfriend in Florida. She's in the middle of the sticks, so may not be able to watch streams. Hey man, if you're flying to the US to hang out with your girlfriend, you get full pass to not watch streams, man. Enjoy your time with her. Orbiter is my next one. I'm liking the Mini Sherpa. I have a CNC'd Mini Sherpa and a printed one that I need to put some more hours on. Is there a good tool head that can push more than 30 cubic? I mean, a lot of tool heads can push more than that, especially if you're getting, like the EVA can push more than that if you go with the right extruder and you go with the, like something, you know, a hot end that's capable. So like the, what's the one I can't think of right now? Oh man, it's Booty's favorite hot end. It's from Fadis, Rapido. If you go with like a Rapido high flow or something like that. Even, yeah, I want to say that the Stealth, I mean, the Zoll definitely could, but I want to say StealthBurner possibly could as well if you had a high flow hot end on it. Anyone that likes Orbiter 2, I'll sell mine cheap. Have you seen Kevin, aka Sam's belted extruder? Yes, I remember a while ago he had told me it was in beta, but I told him I was like, I don't have the ability to do like beta testing right now because pretty much most things I work on need to make it into a video. I don't have spare time to work on a project on the back end of things. But yes, I will. Did you see the latest release from Rollahan? Thank you for the donation, Ice. I don't know that I have. I feel like Rollahan has released so many freaking printers. Like I know there's 2 or 3 variants of Rook. There's the Panda. There was also, is it the i3 or was it a Core XZ? There was a bed slinger that he came out with just the other day. Which one are you referring to, Nice? Totally watching VODs though. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, enjoy your time. Or Dragon Ultra High Flow. Does Dragon Ultra High Flow differ from Dragon High Flow? Because we're running Dragon High Flow on this, and I don't know if that's Ultra High Flow or if there's something different that I'm not aware of. Okay, this is probably plenty tight. Again, I don't want to damage anything. Okay, last one. He's got like 50. Yeah, he has a lot. I'm guessing there isn't a complete toolhead, just a separate extruder and hot end and something to join them. Yeah, most all of them, most all of the toolheads are quite versatile because, or like, they're not, most of them aren't set because there's so many, people want them to be as configurable as possible. Like there's another guy I follow, Squirrel 30, I think is his name. I pay for his Patreon, although I haven't purchased any of his models, but like I haven't printed them, but I really like his work. And he has a toolhead called like the Apollo, which has a bunch of variants for it. Then there's also, oh gosh, what's another toolhead? I'm thinking of like, oh, what's the community one that was like really popular with this Creality and Enders stuff? It has a bunch of, Media Man is the creator of it. It's been around for a long time. It's the, someone here will know what it is. I can't think of what the heck it is. Panda is a nice cheap printer. Terminator's maxing out before 30 millimeter seconds, which is a limit when using a point. Oh yeah, because you're using a 0.6 nozzle. Are you using a CHT nozzle though, GPs? If not, I would, because it comes with a 0.4, I thought, or is it a 0.6 CHT? Hero 7, okay, it's the Hero Me. That's what I'm. Yep. Yeah, so like for example, Hero Me has a ton of options. Most of them do, unless you get one from a manufacturer. Like, I don't know what the flow rate is for the Orbiter V3 Smart Extruder. I don't know what the flow rate is for the like Omnia Drop latest variant. Who else has got a full setup? Like BQ has a few. BQs might be pretty good. I don't think it's the lightest setup, but like they have like the BQ H2 S. Like they've got a bunch bunch of variants of it now, and some of them have pretty large heater blocks on them. Okay, so you are running a CHT. Gotcha. We will open the Polymaker giveaway in about 15 minutes. Just, I am on top of it. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. I haven't checked. What are we at? As I haven't mentioned it since like 3 minutes in. We are at 51 likes and 90 people watching. If you have not hit the like button, please do. Let's see if we can get to, goal is gonna be 100. I use a Bondtech LGX with Rapido High Flow and it works quite well. Are you using the full size LGX? Posted a link to the Dragon Ultra High Flow. Okay, well, let me take a look at it real quick. Oh shoot, yeah, that's it. Yeah, so this is not what we're running here. The one I'm running, the Dragon High Flow, which is what's in this kit, is basically a standard heater block, and it's got like the insulation ring here, similar to what Slice uses. This is a super beefy heat block in comparison. So yeah, thank you. I don't know, I might have seen that before, but that's certainly wasn't in my memory. Cheers for the info. We'll research these extruders and hot ends. Yeah, let me know. There's probably a few more I'm not thinking of, GP, so if I think of any more, I can let you know, but at least that will get you, that'll get you, you know, looking into a few things. Oh, it still uses V6, nice. LGX, yeah, tried the Mini but didn't like it. I've only used the Mini. I like the Mini a lot, but I think it was, again, Booty runs the, he runs the Rapido or Rapido High Flow, and has said that there's the LGX Lite can't keep up. So I think that there's no issues with the full-size LGX. But for general purpose printing that's quite quick, I still think it's a solid setup, the LGX Lite. Crowley Spider Hot and water cooled. Is that out? I haven't heard of a water cooled variant. Goliath is awesome. I love the Goliath. That is by far the highest flow setup. The biggest downside to Goliath is that it's not quite long. It's very, very long, the melt zone, which just means that you're losing some Z height, which really isn't that big of a deal for me. I'm not usually printing rocket ships, right? Like most of the things are not super tall, and they do have the water cooled variant of it, which does shorten your heat sink quite substantially, I believe. So yeah, I do like that one a lot. Okay, let's see. I need a sip of water. I am talking fast. Okay. Okay, so we are mounting these. All right, so let's get our yes, and let's get. It probably sounds obvious, but anyone that's building, like I know Elder said you were building your first Voron 2x4. I always recommend, if possible, matching the orientation of the instructions with your part in front of you. There's been quite a few times where I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll just, you know, whatever, look at it and figure it out, and then I've screwed myself up. So I always recommend, again, matching orientation with the instructions to try to not screw yourself up. Okay, so this is going on the very edge here, and we want M510. M510, where are we? There we are. Okay, so let's move. I think we want to keep these kind of loose for now. I saw later that once we install these, at least we want to loosen them to help everything sort of align. Let's grab you, like so. I guess it doesn't matter so much. I can still tighten them for now. Okay. How do you deal with the ooze on the Goliath? I haven't had oozing. So to be fair though, I haven't done crazy retraction tests, right? Like most of. Hey, thank you very much for the donation. I don't, looks like it wasn't through Let me open up Stream Elements really quick. Todd, thank you for the $5 donation. Cheers. I definitely air horn. Oozing. Yeah, so the parts I've done so far have been, I reprinted all the clockwork parts and the hot end mounting parts for the StealthBurner. I've also printed out a few parts for the VZ itself. I'm running a 0.6 nozzle, CPAP cooling only because it's been an ABS or ASA, and I haven't had issues with stringing. But again, I'm not printing like, I should probably do some pretty crazy retraction test of sorts and see how it holds up. But I can see that potentially being an issue, just given, again, how high flow it is. But yeah, so far, at least with the functional things I've been printing, it has really been a non-issue. Okay, so this is going... Did I install this? Nope, it doesn't look wrong. Oops. You have me stoked to start my Trident build. It's been a really fun build. I'm gonna, at some point here, I'm gonna do a video on the 2.4 LDO kit that we built. And I mean, it was a really fun kit and build, but I gotta say that unless you just really want the flying gantry or you have some other compelling reason, I think that the Trident is a more straightforward build and probably makes more sense for a lot of people. But again, I do still think that the flying gantry is very, very cool. It just sort of complicates things with the 4 belted Z and the motors underneath it. Also, again, with the Trident, you're able to do the inverted electronics, and that's pretty freaking cool. Why are we not? Okay, we'll leave that like that, I guess, for now. Did you go with the kit or did you self-source? I just finished my V0 to try 0, so next up is a 2.4, then a Micron Plus. Nice. Go to skip Trident and go straight to Tridex. The Tridex looks very cool. Have you guys looked at, there's the tap tool changer? It's not a like official Voron thing, but the guy's been working on it for quite a long time, and it's a 2.4. I think it only works on 2.4. It might work on Trident, but it basically is using tap, excuse me, and it's a tool changer. It looks very cool. We might entertain that at some point, but I'm not now. Is it still alive? The tap tool changer? I thought that I just saw an update. I thought I just saw an update on it recently. I have a VZ330 all-wheel drive still in its box. That's next. Oh, nice. Just want to complete the Micron Plus first, then I can use the Micron to print some of the parts. The V0 is just not big enough. Yeah, the VZs, I love my VZ. It's just, I don't know. It's a freaking beast. It was a lot of firsts for me. Plus, like, every time I build a printer, I get like a little nostalgia, and it was the only printer I've ever built like a build along with Steve, and it was just so much fun. There will be quite a bit more VZ. You will see the VZ fair bit on the channel. VZ is getting a full video of its own. Plus, we'll probably take a separate look at the Goliath Hodden in a video. Yeah, it's a cool. The build was challenging. Don't get me wrong. It was a challenging build, and I'm thankful that, you know, Steve and me had each other to bounce things off of, and also the VZBot team was present to help out with some of the gaps in documentation, because there were quite a few. But yeah, the printer itself is freaking sweet. Okay, sweet. We are mounting this frame into the Trident now. Let's move this out of the way. Let's go back to the front screen for a second here. I'm building a Micron Plus. I want to build a Micron Plus too. It's someone told me, I'm sorry if you're here and I don't remember your name. I'm awful with names, but one of the, which actually we need to move this. One of the winners from the Playmaker giveaway a couple weeks ago said, "Hey, did you know that Formbot has a Micron Plus kit?" And I looked at it, and I think at the time it was like $450 maybe. But I looked at it today, and I think it's $500 or $550 now. But I think a Micron would be a pretty fun build. Okay, we've got this, and we know We know orientation-wise that this is going in here. I guess let me get you guys a side view. I'd like to build a VZ. Yeah, if you get the chance to, I definitely recommend it. I think, again, it's just a cool build. If anyone didn't see it on the final stream of the VZBot build, Steve and I had Simon or Vez on, and talking to him and sort of his love for fast cars and motorcycles. Gosh, you can just like feel that part of him in his VZ, like in the design choices and stuff like that, you know, just that sheer speed. Okay. So what are we doing here? We need M516 button heads, which I put the hardware here. M516, sorry, you. Yeah, the price seems good. I need to look further at what's all included, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't entirely remember. So this is just gonna sit on top. Okay, so this is just going, how can I show you guys what the heck I'm talking about here? So on the Z-axis right now, we've got these linear blocks and these pieces for each of them that we've installed. So we're just gonna set this on top of them. So I will do my best to do that. Like so. Looks about right. Okay. And let me turn you guys a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and now we are going to take M516. Hey, Shammy's in the house. It was probably the best build series yet. You mean the build with Steve? If that's what you're referring to, I completely agree. I had such a blast. Shammy, thank you so much. If I get the memberships, let's go with a little air horn action, and we'll follow it up with a cheers. Welcome, welcome. What do you think about the Elegoo giant printer? I have mixed feels. I'm going to, okay, let's go side cam so I can start doing this. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know what Mitch is talking about, Elegoo has teased or shown off a monster printer called the Gigamax Orange. Is that right? Gigamax Orange? I mean, Giga something. And it is, oh gosh, it is, you know what? No, I won't get distracted yet. We'll look at it, we'll look at it shortly. It's huge. It's what, like, is 600 by 600 by 800? Is that right? I mean, it's a freaking monster. And it is, the early bird on Kickstarter is 1,500, and then I think retail is going to be 2,500. There's a few things going on here. So for one, I don't like when established companies use Kickstarter. I really don't. Like, wait a second here. Let me come around so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I know, focus. Something orange Giga. I'm gonna try, okay, 800 mil by 800 mil by a meter. So for starters, I don't like when established companies use Kickstarter. I have definitely done some Kickstarter videos on the channel, like bamboo. What is going on? Okay, this is it because we're at different heights? Okay, I'm gonna loosen these bolts that are holding these the printed pieces we just put on in place, because our spacing is not working. I'm having issues getting this installed, and it's got to be because I don't have these spaced very well. So, okay, these are all loose now, so we should have plenty of slack. So I'm gonna try to just do this and talk about this one thing, and I will not see chat for a minute here. So I'm not really pro big companies using Kickstarter, and like, for example, like the Sunlu has a new filament dryer out, and I would love to review it and give feedback, because it holds a bunch, I think like 4 kilograms, 4 1 kilogram spools, or a monster spool. And they reached out to me asking if I wanted to test it, told me it was gonna be a Kickstarter, and I said, good luck on the Kickstarter. When you fulfill, or when you've completed it or whatever, contact me. I'd love to test it then, but I wasn't willing to do it prior. The situation with Elegoo, I do want to, well, potentially test it. I don't know what I do actually. It's very big. But yeah, so anyways, I don't like that they are, I don't like that they're going with Kickstarter. I have nothing against pre-orders. Like, that's fine. If you post it on your website and you accept pre-orders, that's sure, like get the money up front, that's fine. It's the Kickstarter. It's Kickstarter. That's what it is. It's the policy. If they don't deliver on their project, which Elegoo I'm sure will, but let's just say they don't, something goes wrong, there's, you know, whatever, then you're screwed. There's no protection. You are not getting your money back, and it's basically seen as a donation. That scares me. And I try my best to be as transparent as I can with you guys and anyone I make the videos for. And if it were me and my hard-earned money, I would be very, very hesitant to do that, to give my money towards that. I have done some Kickstarters with my own money, but typically it's digital files or things that are low-cost items that if it does happen to disappear, I won't lose too much sleep over it. But I feel, it feels like it's tricky. It's tricky, but that's my opinion. On the actual, okay. Let's post the giveaway before I'm gonna rant for like 3 more minutes on this because I have a lot of thoughts and I think the printer does have a lot of potential. Okay, copy, paste. Here we go. And I'm sure they're gonna deliver, Mitch. I'm sure they're going to deliver both Sunlu and Elegoo. It's just, again, it's one of those things where if you there is a link in chat for the Polymaker giveaway. If you want to sign up for that, we're going to give away a spool of filament in 30 minutes anywhere in the world. So, there we go, pinning the message. Sip of water. Yeah, if a small company uses the platform and they are trying to raise funds and they don't have the capital, I can kind of understand it. Elegoo has the capital. Sunlu has the capital. These are established companies with tons of employees that have been in this industry for many, many years. And I like Elegoo. Like, their resin printers have been probably my most recommended resin printers for anyone that wants to get into it. And even their FDM printers have been pretty solid. So I don't have anything against the company as a whole. I just don't like this. And if they reached out to me after the Kickstarter was done and said, hey, do you want to test out this Gigamax? I would probably say, sure, yeah, I'll test it out. I have lots of concerns about how well it'll actually work. One, I think it's 2040 extrusions. I don't see any cross bracing, so I don't think it's gonna be very rigid. They had another photo showing like IDEX, but with 4 tool heads. How the hell is that gonna work? It's nearly impossible. In a lot of instances, not impossible, but it's very difficult to even get 2 tool heads to align with each other. So 4 sounds like a nightmare. I think that if nothing else, depending on how much shipping cost is, because shipping's not included, it could be an insane base platform for somebody to build off of. If you're gonna throw on like a pellet extruder of sorts, or you're going to fully enclose it, or you're gonna add cross beaming, it might be I don't know, I haven't priced out what it would cost to source raw components against what they're charging, but typically they get economies of scale, and so they are going to be able to offer you a cheaper price than what you would get if you source this stuff yourself. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Are you doing every stream a giveaway? Every Wednesday we stream, and every Wednesday Polymaker does allow us to give away a spool of filament. So yeah, if we do multiple streams in a week, then not usually, but the one a week we do. The multiple toolhead runs on the same belt and just prints. Yeah, so it's basically IDEX, but Quidex. Oh, it's not independent. Oh, it's not. Got you. So it's not. Okay. So it's basically only duplication mode then. I still have such reservations. What would you print on it? It's just too big. Honestly, if I were to get that thing, I would print furniture. Furniture is primarily what I print on it. Furniture, not really functional stuff for me. I mean, well, I guess furniture is functional, but like furniture, big sculpture type stuff. If I was able to enclose it, I could see it being cool for some car parts. I mean, I think the bed caps out at 80C and it's 4 independent, 300, but I don't know. I think it has potential, but I think it's crazy, and I'm glad that they're doing it because it's something different. but I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I would not tell someone confidently, buy this thing, it's going to be rock solid. That would be a complete lie. I have tons of reservation. Elegoo is a smart company, and I think they have the capabilities to do something good, but until I see it, I have a lot of reservations. So, how can two tool heads be independent on Core XY? On IDEX, it wouldn't be. It's not truly Core XY if it's IDEX. It's like a it's similar to what gosh, is it the company that makes Onyx filament? They're industrial, not FlashForge, Markforge. They have, it's not truly IDEX, I believe, and I think it's the same thing with the if you build a Tridex, I'm pretty sure it's not considered Core XY. It uses the kinematics that's similar to the Markforged printers. I'm gonna get back to building. I know I'm off. He's gone off the wagon again. Acrylic enclosure aftermarket is already being offered. Nice. I still think it would be an absolute nightmare to print a huge ABS part on that thing with a 90C bed. I want that thing to be able to get to 100C, and it's also going to need actively heated chamber if you're going to not have insane warping. Because the warping multiplies, or I mean, again, like a small percentage of shrinkage on a small part might not be very visible. You multiply that by this, and all of a sudden that small bit of shrinkage is a lot more noticeable. So, yeah. I'm back, I'm bringing it back. All right, so we did this, M516s, I installed those nice and secure. Loosen and retighten. So we did loosen these. Hold the bed, gently shake the bed frame. All right, so we're gonna shake it. So I've already loosened, we'll make sure I've loosened them all. Basically, the bolts that attach the printed pieces to this sort of cross, we've loosened them all. But I'm going to make sure, yep, you're loose, you are also loose. It should all be loose, but I ranted and I don't remember what I did, so. Okay, so shake it. I'm also going to try to even these out a little bit. Let's see, that looks about like we're at top. Okay, shake. And now we are going to retighten, so we'll do one at a time here, I think. Yeah, I do think that the Elegoo printer has potential, but again, it's one of those things where big printer sounds very cool, and it can be for the right person, but that thing is gonna take up like a quarter of a 2-car garage, or I mean, it's so freaking big. So unless you have a use case for it, I can see it really quickly becoming a dumping ground for, you know, like almost like a workbench. Level first. Okay, I mean, it's not I'm not gonna lie, Delmar, this is not perfect, but it was close, so we'll go with it. Yes, you need more stable materials than ABS, multiple belt pass. Here's scroll. Which bed probe are you using on the Trident? I didn't see. We're doing tap. We are doing tap. So this kit comes with an inductive probe, which I am not a huge fan of. Some people have had great experiences with them. I not like all inductive probes, but on the Voron, the square standard one, I used it on the switch wire and I had lots of issues on the enclosed printer from heat. So I'm not a huge fan of it. So yeah, we're doing tap, and it'll be my first time using tap, and we went with the official tap, which is the latest version is RC8. Oh, my freaking hands, man. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. I can keep tightening them, but I don't think we need to. Okay, yay, it's on. You know what I should have done? I keep forgetting we have this. There we go. But yeah, we've got tap installed, so you can kind of see from the top tool head it's maybe moving up and down. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. It's something I've wanted to try out for a long time, but I just haven't had compatible Voron. I have 3 V0s, the switch wire, which the bed isn't rigid enough since it's a PCB bed with just a single linear rail. So yeah. What if you did use it for a workbench? I have a Ratrig V-Core, wow, 500, and it itself has several design issues that Elegoo will probably also run into. I plan to build a comparable size Delta printer, but the hardware alone is, geez. The Elegoo looks like the perfect living room. God. Yeah, it's hard to justify a machine that big. Again, the space alone, unless you're printing a lot of big stuff, I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I tested it. I'd probably test it and then tear it down and use its bones for other smaller projects. I really don't know. Okay, loosen and retighten we did. We are now thumb bolts. Wait. Is there no, this is rigid mounted. Oh, so the thumb, okay, so it uses thumb bolts. Okay, it confused me for a second there. It's using the thumb bolts as spacers, I take it then. Okay, so we need M4 thumb bolts and M3 16 socket heads. Thumb bolts are, I know I saw them, there we are. And then M3 16 socket heads are you, cool. Okay. This has me opening my Trident kit, considering if I can knock out the build over the weekend. Well, as long as you don't live stream it and you're able to keep your train of thought for longer than I am, you're in good shape. Okay. See how the overhead looks. So we've got our M3 roll-ins that we did, and then we're going to be placing these little thumb screw guys right on top of them as spacers. Or they're M4, so the M3 is going to pass right through them, which is what we want. Something tells me I will end up screwing this up, so let's see, let's feed this like so. First thing I'd like to do, well, for one I should drop, 1 second. Bed needs to go down a little bit. That's also super blurry. Why is that so blurry? I don't know what we're focusing on. Okay, let's go side cam for a second here. I'm gonna drop this whole bed down a little bit just because we're getting close to hitting the tool head and I'd rather have a little bit of space to work with. Do you have nozzle cleaner brush that cleans the nozzle for probing? Is that at the back right of the bed with the purge bucket? I don't have that now. So it's funny, I was thinking the same thing. So I ran into an issue with my LDO 2.4 when I was testing out Polyhex, which is a high temp PETG type polymer that I did a video on a couple weeks ago. The nozzle, it's a Revo nozzle, got so caked on with the filament that even with it, let's see, will this drop? Even with it heating up before it homed itself, it was causing issues with my Z offset. So it's actually, so right now I'm actually gonna push. The LDO kit did come with the brush. Oh man, that looks crappy. Why are we? See if I zoom in. The LDO kit did come with the brush mod, but I did not install it. And so I'm curious to see how the tap goes. And I imagine having a nozzle cleaning setup. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I imagine having a nozzle cleaning setup is probably not a bad idea. So, God, long story, I can't do short answers. Long story short, I don't have it right now. I don't know if I'm gonna add it. If it becomes problematic and filament on the nozzle before leveling is causing issues, then yeah, I'll definitely add it. Does anybody else have input on that? Anyone that's been running tap here for a while? Are you using a nozzle cleaning thing, or are you fine with just having it heat up before? Okay, so let's try this. So I'm going to lift up the bed and drop it down. Okay, so that is not doing what I want it to do. Okay, that one's in. Might be a second before I see chat and trying to get this aligned up. There we go. What did I miss? No issues, heating 150, like, okay, cool. So, Noah, I want to filament giveaways. I generally think that you should take out the filament before probing a tab. I don't have a scrubber, but it probes at about 150 C. Okay. I manually, oh, okay, so you have it warm, but not so hot that it's oozing. I manually scrub the nozzle after each print on boop. You might get a retry on the first probe. Okay, I print ABS primarily, so there's not, okay, so just, it depends, but it sounds like it's not a requirement because of the fact that you're running it hot, but not so hot the filament's oozing. It probably depends too. I imagine if you print a lot of PETG, it can be more of an issue because PETG, oh shoot, I can't even see this one. Oh no. Hey, Tom Llama's in the house. How's it going, buddy? I might have goofed. So on the back one, I can't actually see where the heck my M3 T-net is. Actually, here it is. I need to loosen you and loosen you, I think. There we go. Also, I don't like... Nah, we'll leave that. Okay. Okay, we are in, and these should be, I imagine these should be rigid mounted, so let's fully tighten 3 bed screws. My army should probe the bed under 150 C, so you will not damage the PEI. Okay, that's a good bit of info. Well, I'm gonna walk, for some reason, I'm having a little bit of, why are we not tightening? For some reason, this front left one is not grabbing the lock nut. So these two are in, but this one is being a jerk. Why are we? Ah, I got it. I think, yes, I did. Looking good. Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, all that's left really is the electronics after this. Today was the bed. And I'd like to, I mean, we've still got, I've got at least till 3. Yeah, I've got till 3. So we got another hour and 15 minutes. So I'm hoping that in a moment here, we're going to be starting to put our DIN rails on and start mounting electronics. So we're definitely getting towards home stretch. Feels like it's been a long time coming, especially because we started this build prior to the VZBot build, and then because me and Steve and I had planned that so far out, as soon as we got the VZBots, I was like, okay, we're putting a pause on this. Okay, so yeah, bed is on. Bed is on, looking pretty good. Also, the Polymaker giveaway is active right now. There's a link pinned in chat, so if you are here in about 13 minutes, we're going to be drawing the winner. Stock macro and tap stops you from probing if nozzle is above 150C. Cool. Macro they have you add won't let you probe above 150C. Sweet. Tap with camp really makes it so smooth PEI is likely fine. I pretty much exclusively run powder coated, so that's why I'm not super worried about it. I really like the texture of powder coated. I know it's a mixed bag. Some people like smooth more, but hey, Keith's here. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Happy November. All right, let's see what's next. So we have got our thumb screws in. We just bolted that on. We are not doing this because we are doing tap, so we don't need the nozzle probe because the nozzle is the probe. And then we do want to mount this. And this, I think this is what we installed, the 2 bolts on the under. So this is going to go all the way back where our, let's see. Yes. Okay, so this is what we installed the M5s for. So if we drop this down like this, you can see them. Just stopping by while eating lunch. Nice. Man, lunch sounds great. This is where the food talk begins. I had oatmeal prior to this and my stomach is like, need more food. I really just comes down to the surface finish I'm going for. Yeah, no, I totally understand it. I was actually at the Lightburn conference this last week. I was talking to someone about 3D printing stuff because a lot of laser people 3D print and vice versa. And I used to love the smooth surface. I mean, coming into 3D printing in 2014, it was pretty much like blue painter's tape or glass or Kapton, and the goal was like that mirror finish from glass was like what everyone was after, and even me. Don't get me wrong, I was like, this is gorgeous, but I just, yeah, I don't know, over the years, because I think it's also that I feel that powder coated PEI is a bit more forgiving. Like smooth, if your first layer is slightly off or your bed's not perfect, you can typically see by the slight difference in gap of your layer lines. While with powder coated PEI, you just have it a little bit closer and it sort of hides that. And I think that I like that a lot. But yeah, I totally understand the appeal of smooth, and also, again, depending on what your specific parts you're printing are for. It took me a little bit to get used to the powder coated look. Initially, I was like, ugh, like what? Because again, I was so used to the smooth, but I do like it a lot now. Okay, so that looks good. We've got our, maybe we're a little bit too close. Maybe slide it back or slide it forward a hair. Go like, we can always adjust it, but we'll tighten it up right there for now. All right, Wagos for the bed are in place, looking good. And is that the end of the bed? It's not. So we're gonna want to cut. These wires, aren't we? Also, these wires are going out the other side, so I want to tuck these through. I'm not going to worry about these wires right now because I want to move on to mounting things, and then we'll do all of the wiring. But yeah, we are going to end up running thermistor. What do we got? We got fuse. Oh, so thermistor doesn't go into the Wagos. They have it set up where thermistor goes just straight to the bed. Then you've got fuse and power for the AC bed going into the Wagos, and then you've got ground. Okay. I kind of would have liked for them all to go for like a quick disconnect. I'm sure that there's a mod for that. It kind of seems like that should be how it is, but okay. Smooth doesn't have the same adhesion and either grabs too hard on FABS powder coating always sticks. Yeah, I really like it. Hey, the W, not IKEA mirror with hairspray period. No. Hey, it's John. Tripods, how's it going? I saw Tripods at LBX. I saw both him and Sam Prentice and Mitch 3D. So that was cool. Yeah, more Wagos then. Wagos are bae. All right, let's see. So I think that's it then. Yes, we're not doing Afterburner. We've already done StealthBurner. So now we are moving on to the electronics prep. Let's see, click and drag. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we need a couple heat inserts there. That's maybe it. Okay, so let's do those couple heat inserts really quick here. I don't want to move the printer for this, but I guess I have to. Yeah, it was awesome hanging out, man. I'm glad that there was some downtime where I was able to hang out with you guys for a bit. So I haven't seen you or Mitch or anybody since Smurf of 2022 was last year. So it was super cool to hang out. I ordered a bunch of metal stuff yesterday, tripods to play around with Gato things. I got a stainless steel flip knife coming. I got some bottle openers. I got some stainless steel cards to play around with MOPA color engraving. And I even got some PCBs. I'm gonna try, if Shammy's here, Shammy inspired me. It's something I've been interested in for a long time. I'm gonna try to make some simple PCBs. I mean, probably not my own from scratch ideas, but like the idea of taking a JST into a 24 volt connector and then having it go split into 2 connectors for like dual fan type things, stuff like that. It would be cool to be able to quickly make those at my house. Hey, Ted's here, how's it going? Making PCBs is so fun. It's always, I don't have knowledge in PCB manufacturing or PCB design, and so I'm gonna start incredibly simple. Like I'm sure for some they'll be like, oh cool, like you could have done that without, but I've made a couple simple ones for robots. But yeah, it's something I've always been really interested in, so I'm looking forward to that. I hit the like button when it was 69 and I made it. If you have not hit the like button, please do. The goal is 100. We're at 103. Yeah, 103 viewers. If you have not hit the like button, please do. Okay, soldering iron check. Power to soldering iron check. Let's grab. Got you. And we have got you. So just two little heat inserts. Oh, that is very zoomed in. There we go. Jackson's screaming. Printer tuning and watching your stream is always satisfying. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. I love these streams. I've said it before. We've been streaming now. It's probably been 2 years. Come this October. We're in November, so it's probably been 2 years that we've been doing this now. But I love it. I look forward to every Wednesday, and I only miss a Wednesday if it's something awful. Like 2 weeks ago, I had COVID and I couldn't, or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. I couldn't do it. I really wanted to, but I felt so bad. I was like, I need to let my body rest. But I very much so enjoy hanging out with everybody on Wednesdays and ranting about whatever, building things. It's a ton of fun. So thank you for tuning your printers and watching the stream. Okay, well that was crooked. What the heck? Whatever, we'll be all right. The sequence PCBs I sent were made by OSH. I still have those sequence LEDs, Ted. I printed out the Dragon Burner that's going into V0.2, and I'm pretty sure I printed it to use the sequence LEDs that you sent over. I want to use them so badly. So hopefully they will be in that printer and make it into a Dragon Burner video at some point here. We're just here for this. I figured as much. Okay, so this wants me to get M38. So let's bring our hardware back up for a second here. 3 more minutes roughly, and then we are going to be drawing for the giveaway. So if you have not entered in, do so now. Okay, so we are preloading hammerhead nuts onto these guys, which looks like it's a cable chain anchor. Nope. The one that got away. Sam and I moved some stuff in the garage. Hopefully everything fits. You mean with the stuff you've got coming in there? Oh yeah. No, what am I saying? The printer. I mean, not the printer. The laser. You gotta send a photo or something when it's all set up, John. The streams here are vibes. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. I seriously love hanging out with everybody. So I'm glad that there's not that it's not a one-way street, and other people like hanging out too. Have you ever been thinking of getting a heatset press? Yeah. Yes, I have. Multiple times. I know that Adam has his. I know that Naomi has one, and there's also other variants of it. My issue is that I buy a lot of things thinking this sounds good, I'll use it, and then it ends up on a shelf collecting dust, taking up space, and never gets used. I have a strong inkling that that is what would happen with that thing. I wouldn't be able to store it at like an arm's reach, and so I think it would just go into a closet or on a shelf, and I would never use it. At this point, I think I've built 10 or so printers using just a hand soldering iron and the brass inserts, and I've never, as far as I'm aware, done a heat insert so incorrectly that it's caused a real problem. I had the wrong outer diameter on some inserts once that caused problems, but that was neither here nor there. That would have happened even if I used the press. So yeah, I just don't know that it's for me. I really like the ability to just hold the part how I need to and all that, but I understand their appeal. I know Steve uses one, I think on our stream he's using it, and I get it, especially if I was making a product and having sort of like an assembly line where I was sliding a piece, doing, next, doing, I would get that, but because it's sort of sporadic when we need them, I just don't know that it's for me. So yeah, I found you searching V0 stuff a few weeks ago, and I've been working through your VODs when I don't have other stuff to watch. Well, thank you, welcome. Lending on Wednesday. Oh, maybe leaving on Wednesday. I need to travel north to Villanova, back to Lisbon on Thursday evening. Okay, so you're leaving next Wednesday. I'm behind on chat, I think, here. Yeah, I definitely. Can you guys tell me about this kit? Is it worth taking it instead of a Trident form bot? I've already been wearing a month or so on the Pro kit from the form bot and so on without. So I don't have any experience with form bot thus far. Someone asked about form bot kits a couple weeks ago, and I don't really like to talk about things that I don't either have someone that I'm super close with that has said positive things or I've got firsthand. And so I know that when someone asked about form bot either last week or wait, in the last month, the consensus was that they were pretty solid kits, but I don't know, again, from firsthand experience, I can't say. This kit's been great. There was a few issues, like the BMG gear was not correct, but I was told that that is a very outdated version, so I think they sent me old stock. There was an issue, not an issue, the PCB breakout board was not correct for the tap that I'm using. Which was not their fault. That was my fault because this kit is not intended to be used stock with tap, and the frame had a hole that was drilled out, and the aluminum was still inside of it, which I didn't realize, and so it was causing a huge pain when I was trying to tighten down the frame. But I gave them feedback, and they had since resolved it. So there's a few things. No kit's perfect, but I do think for the price so far that it seems like it's a pretty good value. So. Just use the parts you have, don't buy anything. That's what I did. I make my own project, it works great. Yeah, I'm sure I could use it as well. Aaron, of course she agrees with Jose. Okay, we're going to go like this. I'm going to take a swig of water, and then okay, if you're filling out the giveaway form right now, this is it. I'm removing the link and giving everyone another 60 seconds to fill it out if you're midway, but it's been probably about 35 minutes or so. My V0 was form bot, it's okay. Replaced the fans almost immediately. Didn't use their hot end. That sounds exactly like the SIBOOR V0.2 kit. The fans were not good. The hot end was pretty bad. And it's now running, what is it running? Oh, it's running a Bamboo Lab hot end, and it's running, oh gosh, I can't think of what the fans are called. They're like a mid-range fan. They're not top like Sunon or Sunon, that's not the right word. It's slipping my mind, but yeah, I swapped those things out as well. Also going to use the Formbot 250 for the Tridex. Nice. Yeah, I think a lot of the kits have gotten quite solid. You're gonna build a cocoa press? I don't have plans on it right now. The idea of a chocolate printer sounds awesome, but yeah, I don't know. With us moving and getting a house, it's gonna be a little bit tighter than normal, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, okay, let me go ahead and download. Let's see, how many entries did we get? What are we at likewise? We have 81 likes and 101 viewers. If you have not hit the like button, please do. Okay, so Oh, cool. 84 responses, which means I don't have to download. I don't have to download this. Okay. Should be quite fast. Bam, there we go. That was easy because if it's not 100 entries, I don't have to download it locally and then re-upload it. Okay. So before we get into the giveaway, as always, I want to say thank you to Polymaker. Let's send some Polymaker emojis in the chat. Huge thank you to Polymaker for sponsoring the giveaways on every Wednesday stream for the last year plus now. They're an awesome company. They make great filament and they support a ton of creators, projects, events, and I am stoked to work with them. So massive thank you to them. If you are new to the channel or these giveaways, the way it works is the winner will be contacted by me tonight or tomorrow morning with a form. In that form, you'll need to fill out with just a couple things. And if you're in the US or Canada, you'll end up getting a gift card. If you are in anywhere else, you will have a list of like a couple hundred different spools that you can choose from, which is a lot of their PLAs, ABSs, ASAs, and PTGs, but it does not include like the specialty stuff like carbon or glass filled or, you know, any of that crazy stuff. So on that note, let's see, what is our range of, we're on stream number 7, I think, today. So let's do a range from 7. Let's do 1 to 7. It's the 1st of November and we're on the 7th stream. How many times should we shuffle? 1 to 7. Okay, we got 7, 7. We have a 6, a 7, a 6. Ooh, okay. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a 6 or a, oh, 5s are coming in hot. I see a lot of 7s. I see a lot of 7s and a lot of 6s. Man. We're gonna go. I think did we do 6 last week? We're going with 7s. We'll do 7s. 7 it is. All right, lucky number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alrighty. Good luck, everybody. On 3, 2, and here we go. Nick, you are our winner. That is a familiar name. Congratulations. Let's do front view, and we gotta do a standing ovation. Watch, I won't win. There's been it's crazy. There's been quite a few winners that have won multiple times. I mean, granted, we've probably had 70 giveaways now, but yeah, there's definitely quite a few people that have won multiple times. So congratulations, Nick. I think you're probably still here. I'll send you an email. I'm on baby duty as soon as I get done with this, so I will instantly get squirrel brained into what is my son eating, what is he doing, is he learning how to crawl? But I will send you an email in the next 24 hours. So congratulations. Okay, now let's get some of this electronic stuff done before I get sidetracked again. Okay, we've got this. We've also done the preloading of the hammerheads. Cool, let's bring the printer back up. Put you guys over here. Oh no! Oh, the whole container of hardware almost slid off of what I put it on, and that would have given me a minor heart attack. Let's lift this guy up here. My wife wanted to roll from Modbot during the event. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did a ton of them during the, Polymaker. Am I wrong in saying Polymaker donated 50 spools? That might be an exaggeration, but it wasn't far from it. Hey, Additive Adam, I like your name. Okay, so under desktop, we are on the back. So let's turn the printer. So back side of the printer. Okay, so I have back facing towards you guys. And then this is going on the right hand side. It looks like it goes pretty, oh. It doesn't exactly matter right now, I don't think. We'll place it roughly, and then once we put the panel on, we will space it, more evenly. And once the chain's on too, that'll kind of help decide where it's gonna be. So what are we looking at? Is that overhead? I keep pressing the wrong stinking thing. Okay, so this is going, and we want, okay, so the the heat inserts need to face towards this back rail, and we are just going to place these roughly here, and we'll tighten them down. But yeah, I'm not measuring spacing. Basically, we will loosen these. Okay, I did a terrible job with that. These didn't even turn the hammerhead. Oh, come on. Normally I feel like I get pretty lucky with. There we go. The cable chain will decide where it's going to fall, essentially. So we'll loosen it later on, but for now I just don't want it to fall off the printer, so we're tightening it up a bit. There we go. Daniel, you need to work. Thanks, Mitch. Peace out, printer people. It's time to go home. Hey, have a great rest of your night playing. Okay. So, backup printer, we've got... Ooh, my stomach is growling. Ooh, yep. Hey, Adam, thank you very much. Let's get you... Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so, we've got you. We need more. These are M38s. Okay, so I am preloading. I think we got 2 of these guys, so I know, food talk time. Man, I miss that. It's well, because Erin usually works on, it seems like she works on Wednesdays a lot of times, so but boy, when we first moved here and I was streaming and Erin was out, you know, running errands or doing whatever that she needed to do, the amount of calls I got where it's like, hey, what do you want me to pick up? I miss that. It's been a lot of El Monte frozen burritos for me lately. Okay, so can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just preloading 2 cable covers, and I'll show you guys in just a second. Not exciting, I promise. I just had hot dogs. Oh man, it's funny. I didn't used to be a huge fan of hot dogs, but now every once in a while I crave like a barbecue hot dog. Usually I throw them on the grill. I really like Chicago dogs with the it's like a garlic. I think it's garlic salt, and then you usually have these little sports peppers. Why am I not getting this on? There we go. It's funny, growing up, when my dad would go to work and he'd leave us at the house, we always had like 3 things. We always had El Monte bean and cheese burritos, sometimes beef. We always had Foster Farms corn dogs, and we always had Dino Nuggies. So I even all these years later, I love me some El Monte. Okay, so these are going on the back of the printer. How are these? One second. So what we're installing are these little guys, which I think are to help the Z motor wire basically stay and not go where it's not supposed to go. So looking here, this is the back right, and it looks like. See if I can just align this back right. So motor is coming down like that. Does it really matter? I think it does. Okay. Let's go. So I think what we want, and I could be wrong, I'm not entirely convinced that this is correct, but on these little pieces, there's a thicker side and there's a thinner side. And I think that the thicker side is going on the back, and that the thinner side is going on the, like, I guess, extrusion that would be going towards the front of the printer. It looks like that. So that would mean that this guy is going in here roughly like this. I mean, I can always adjust this later, so I'm not super concerned, but I think that's right. Nice. Thank you very much for the 2, I believe it's euros, just because, thank you. Dude, I might spoil myself and like order Domino's after this or something. I've got to work on Saturday's video. I'm a little bit stressed out about it, actually. This is the furthest I've been behind in, gosh, I can't tell you. I mean, well over a year and a half. I've been so on it. But yeah, this work trip, and then being sick and having family here, it's been a lot. I put, nah, napping, you're full of it. That is not right. Okay, so, so it's supposed to be, wait a minute. What did I not do right? I like the garlic, or like the garlic crust. That's the left corner, not the right. Okay, all right. I did say out of my mouth that I was not convinced that it was totally right. Some of the images every once in a while in the Voron manual, I don't feel like are the most clear thing ever. So, okay, so we want the skinny side on back and the not so skinny side on the front. Like this then. Yeah? I think this is right. All right, cool. The one in your hand just now was the right one. I mean, either it does work. Yeah, Aaron and me are huge garlic fans. If you don't know this, so like, my parents, when they came out and visited last time, they sell huge jars of pre-minced garlic, and boy, with how much we use garlic, it has been awesome. And they last, the expiration date is really far out. So yeah, I mean, everything from like garlic bread, garlic on fish, garlic on, I don't know, whatever. There's no vampires around here because of the amount of garlic we use. Let's say that. Garlic and pineapple pizza. That is a meal fit for the gods. Yeah, I think I'm gonna order pizza. You guys, I can't really blame you guys, but I'm gonna blame you guys to help me justify it. I think it's gonna be pizza for me when Aaron goes to work. Okay, so these are in. We've got our little cables. Someone recommended it. I think it was Delmar. So on the LDO kits, the AB motors have quick disconnects, which is really nice if you need to move around the gantry quickly, so you're not sending current back to your motors. These don't. They're just wires from the motor. So at some point, I might cut these and add like microfit connectors, but for now, I'm just gonna leave them as is. It's so good. I'm not even sure I can eat pineapple and garlic together. I certainly can. I'm so hungry now, I blame you. I have to find food. I'm sorry. Someone came in here talking about food, I think, and then my stomach hurt, and you know, it's not my fault. This is an earlier stream too, so I shouldn't be quite so bad. So okay, we did cable cover. Deck panel, we are not doing. So for anyone that missed it, we did not go with the standard Z motor mounts, thanks to Aaron in the chat. Aaron has built a few Tridents and has recommended the reverse electronics. So our DIN rails are mounted slightly differently, and our panel will be on the top, so we don't have to flip the printer over to access electronics, which is a chef kiss, beautiful thing. So I'm gonna leave the panel off for now because it would actually cover everything. But what we do want to do is, I'm not worried about those right now. I want to get to DIN rails. So it looks like we need 5. Okay, let's flip the printer. No, do we want to flip? We don't need to flip the printer over. Okay, let me figure this out just for a second here. You won't use those? Okay, perfect. Chili marinated garlic clove, yum. So one of these sides has 5 and one of these sides has 4, and I don't know why that would be the case. So I'm gonna start with just 4 and 4, and these are M5 T-nuts. So basically, these are what we printed out. So these drop, instead of having the DIN rail at the height that they would normally be, which is like where the bottom extrusions are, these drop the DIN rails, so that way you can mount on top of them versus on the underside of them. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, 4 of them. I couldn't figure out why they would. I couldn't figure out why we would need more than 4 based off of the math wasn't mathing. So we'll get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we will hopefully get these in pretty easily. Okay, I'm just gonna do I'm not gonna turn the printer for this because it's literally what I just did. And the printer is actually starting to get kind of heavy now that we've got our bed in place. Which is, again, the main reason why having the inverted electronic space is nice, because the printer gets heavy, and every time, like with a 2.4, I have to tilt it over, I'm always a little bit concerned that I'm gonna break it, or, you know, just something's gonna happen to it. Okay, so does it matter? Let's go really quickly here. M516, so I'm assuming we're going to use the same hardware. I think it said that was the case, so M516s we've got, and then let's go Trident inverted electronics. Okay, so we want them, oh, okay, these are for the fans. Gotcha, so we want these facing towards each other, so we are going to go like... So the orientation does matter for two. Oh, you guys can't see. I'm a goofball. You need 4 M5. Put the DIN rails on first to get those pieces. It's much easier. Yes. Wait. Yes, I will put the DIN rails on first. When I get it from a custom build, I want to clear acrylic, showing electronics, and give it. Yeah. If the Mercury 1.1 build I did, Elizabeth had a clear acrylic panel, and I CNC'd the 0G logo in the center of it. And granted, my electronics aren't as pretty as I would like in that, but I really wanted to do edge lit acrylic. I didn't end up doing edge lit, but for the exact same thing you're describing, instead of like hiding the electronics, like making them a feature of the printer. So I absolutely understand that. So the things that matter with the orientation is, and I was saying this a second ago, but I didn't realize I wasn't screen sharing and everyone was looking at my legs, is that we want the openings to be facing each other, just for, I guess, the way this is with the fans. And there are also, I'll show this, the parts have these little registration marks, there you go, which need to go into the extrusion. So you want to make sure, like for this one, it needs to be on this side, or it could be, I suppose, on this side. But so you want to, again, make sure that you're paying attention to orientation, which I almost did not do correctly. Okay, so this is a little bit of a tight fit. Hold on, let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's about as far as I can go. Do I need to, oh my God. Do I need to get a mallet? No, I don't. I just need to press it against the, wow, that is quite tight. I think it's going to be fine, but yeah, I definitely understand. Remember, anything is a hammer. Yes, I have his, actually I have his ebook of every tool is a hammer. Okay, so we want the other side to go the exact same direction, but we want the registration marks to be inverted. So like this, so you can see that the opening is facing towards the same direction, and I've got the registration marks on this side, which is the outside. So we will press. Tight like a tiger. Yeah, well, at least I don't have to worry about these things. I don't have to worry about these guys shifting around on me. Here, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna use our slab. Okay, that is not right. There we go. Yes, I highly recommend what Aaron suggested, which was to put these on before before you insert them into the printer. So yeah, that one's perfect. Perfect, I don't know, perfect, but good. If he cuts his hand that way, it's not my fault. Time to get some sleep. Have a great, hey, thank you so much for stopping by, Viking. Have a great night's sleep. That way it's dangerous since the DIN can cut your hands. It might be a good idea to wrap, your hand if you're gonna be pushing them in like this. Or again, I think a mallet. I think a mallet's probably the better way to do it, but cool. We got that one in, and the last one is right here. Good day. Hey, what's going on? Letien? All right. We are in, and I don't think I've cut myself. So we are in good shape. So all I'm gonna do now is loosely install these. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's fine. This DIN is aluminum. It's very well finished, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like it's aluminum. Yeah, I think they're aluminum, these DIN rails. What are they normally? I don't know that I've noticed them being different. But yeah, they look nice. They're okay, so these are at least in place on this side, but they're loose, so I should be able to slide this back and forth like so. And let's get the other side in. The one I bought from some alloy. Oh, it's other than aluminum. Huh. I had to move for a little bit. You're doing the top. Yes, I am doing the top access electronics mod. Normally when I do these printer builds, I like to build them as close to the kit as possible, but to me, this was one where I've used it before, not on the Trident, but like I've had top mounted electronics and I love it. And it doesn't, like this is not going to affect the performance of the kit in any way, shape or form. So I figured what the heck, why not? But yeah, I'm a big fan, especially knowing that we're going to be modding this printer a fair bit after I've done like initial testing and the video on the stock setup. It just made sense. So. I'm out. Time to leave work. Take care. Hey, have a wonderful rest of your day, Aaron, and hopefully I will see you next week. Next week will just be electronics. I would love to be turning this printer on next week. The game plan right now is that we'll stream at normal time, so which is an hour earlier than it was today. But depending on, I might stream an hour earlier so that we get 4 hours instead of 3 next week. We'll see. I'll figure it out in advance and let everyone know. Pros and cons of Trident versus 2.4. Honestly, I think that most of it is pros of Trident over 2.4. Performance is going to be super similar, and the build is going to be easier on the Trident than the 2.4. I mentioned this earlier a bit. Like I'm going to do a video on the 2.4, and I love my 2.4, and I absolutely am glad to have it. But having built the 2.4 and now getting through the Trident, unless you have a compelling reason or just like the flying gantry, I think that the Trident makes more sense for a lot of people, really. But they're both awesome, and again, I think performance in the end are going to be super similar between the two. Oh, 2.4 is more expensive. Why not have electronics on the base of the Trident? What do you mean? They are on the base of the Trident. You mean like underneath it? Because having to flip it over with the weight of the printer is not fun. Okay, so let me close out of here. Okay, DIN rails are in. How far apart do we want these? I think I'm just gonna go. Don't over tighten. Slide into position. I feel like it said at some point how far apart these are supposed to be, but if it doesn't give us, oh, here we go. Roughly center the DIN rails and space them about 80 millimeters apart. Let me grab my ruler. 2.4 has better Z. I like melted Z a lot. I get that. But at the same time, if you have a good 80 mil apart, if you have good lead screws, then it's not a very big deal. It's only an issue on if you've got cheap lead screws. Okay, this is... we're going ballpark. That's a little bit more than it called for. If I need to, I can move them very easily. So let's just tighten these down. Tighten this down. But yeah, I mean, so since we built the 2.4, maybe, gosh, I don't think it's been 6 months, but a while ago, I've been using it fairly often, and I'm not printing, I will admit, like, I'm not printing crazy high speeds. I'm using, I think my acceleration's probably set to 10K. I have to double check. And I'm using whatever defaults are in Orca Slicer for the 2.4, but it has been so consistent. I use it all the time, just throwing stuff at it for whatever project I need, and I haven't had to do anything with it. So I think it's a really solid printer. And I personally think the flying gantry is very cool, but if you don't need that, and again, I guess it's cheaper. I didn't realize the price difference. The 2.4 print zone starts at the bottom and moves up. I mean, also another thing is, like, if you wanted to add, let's say you wanted to add those like side cooling fans to it, this would be much easier because the tool head stays in place. So you basically just need to align your blower fans on the side with that area, versus on a 2.4, it's very difficult because the print area kind of, I guess, it's essentially what CNC Maker sort of was saying there. It's moving. The print area moves since the whole tool head and gantry is moving. Okay, these are in place. These are in place. These are in place. So the next thing we need to do is just start mounting some stuff. So let's grab. Let's just grab. I'm just gonna start pulling anything that looks like a din rail mount out of here. I think that, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this. Okay, I think that's everything, but. Hey, what's up, Minnie? Happy Wednesday. 250 Trident seems awesome. I think I know only 2 people that have built them. I'm sure there's more, I just don't know of them, but they love their 250 Trident. Okay, so this is Pi 3 LTS. So we are going to use this, and we're going to use M2x10 self-tappers. M210 self-tappers. I'm gonna go grab some I'm gonna go grab some tacos. That sounds great. Enjoy. Have 1 or 2 for me, please. So we got about 30 minutes left, I would say. And we've gotten through the bed today. So bed's on, which feels great. Din rails are in, and we'll just mount whatever we can. And next week's gonna be pretty heavily focused on just wiring things up. I would love to power on this printer next week. That's really the goal. So we'll see. I'm starting to get Trident piled. I want to build a Trident with V0 steppers for, wait, what did I? Oh, because you don't need all the Z, you're saying. Somebody just, if you don't know him, you should follow him. He has a YouTube channel and posts a lot on Twitter, but Greg's Maker Corner, he posted on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it nowadays. I think they were 2.4s, and they were like shorty 2.4s. and they were basically designed just for farming, like printer parts and stuff like that. And they were the shortest 2.4s I've ever seen. So kind of like what you're describing. And I mean, I would love a printer like that. I mean, it would heat up the chamber quicker. In a lot of instances, I don't need more than, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 inches of height. I mean, I wouldn't only want that, but if it's a specific tasked printer, then I can't see why not. Okay, so this says Raspberry Pi, so that means we need to find, this kit does not come with a Raspberry Pi, it comes with an orange Pi that we are going to attempt to use, which is going to be interesting. Okay. I have no idea where the antenna for this is supposed to mount, so how the heck is this going? I don't think direction really matters, and this is more self-tapping screws. Awesome. I wish you... Let me show you guys what the heck I'm doing. Or just go like this. We'll go full here. It's not super exciting. I've had so much FOMO if I didn't build the biggest Trident bed. I'm used to the limitations of Deltas and V0s. Having a 350 would feel so spacious. Yeah, both the 2.4 and Trident were 300s. I specifically chose 300. Like when LDO and Fabrico sponsored the 2.4 kit, and I was able to get a 350. I just didn't want it because I don't have the need for something that big. But I can totally understand. I can totally understand, especially if again if you're coming from smaller printers, wanting to have the biggest possible bed that you can. You have to remember again, like bigger bed means longer to heat up and more space. But if you've got the space for it, and you know it's going to be your big printer for all sorts of projects, then yeah, I would hate to have that and get to a point where like, oh, I need this thing and oh crap, I can't do it because I don't have the build height for it, or the build, not height, but like build volume for it. It's also a problem with Preacher Slicer having built-in part cutting and pegs. That's true. The part cutting and pegs is awesome. I mean, other than very specific functional parts that it would compromise their like integrity, in most cases you can just split parts down into multiple pieces and then peg them, glue them, bolt them, whatever, together afterwards. I need at least 4 feet. I got a Trident 300. Nice. Yeah, you'll be super happy with it. I built so far 3 LDO kits, 2 SIBOOR kits, and then a self-source. And I mean, I like SIBOOR kits. I think are great for the value, but there's no denying that the LDO kits they're really nice kits. They're really nice kits. I watched a lot of vids, a lot of his, yeah, Greg's Maker Corner. Yeah, Greg's awesome. I don't think I've actually met him in person yet. The only event I've been to since getting into Voron stuff would have been Murph last year. But yeah, I met Greg online when I was building my first V0.1, and I think he was building one. And he had a lot of really great tips and tricks and stuff, because I think almost positive he built his before me. I think his first one was a Blue Rolls kit. So yeah, he's a super nice guy. Hey Dave, happy Wednesday. Happy November 1st. Crazy. Okay, so I've got this in place. We're gonna snap, well, we're not gonna snap it, but we're gonna put this onto our DIN rail. If this doesn't work, or if we have issues with this orange Pi, I do have I have 2 options. I have a Big Tree Tech Big Tree Tech Pi, whatever the heck it's called, I can't remember the specifics. And then I have a Big Tree Tech, like the Pi that uses a CM1 module. So if this becomes an issue, we have other options, but because they shipped it, I at least want to try this out and see how it works. So, okay, so we have this. We don't have how are we powering this board? There must be so this the LDO, or not the LDO, but the official instructions have it where you have a Raspberry Pi, which we're using an Orange Pi. This is a tiny 5-volt PSU, which our kit didn't come with. So I'm thinking that probably our board probably has a port or some sort of connection between the Orange Pi and itself, the main controller, that's going to power it, because it doesn't have a 5 volts. It only came with the LRS 224. I won Greg's. The kit is really neat. Works. Yeah, the hot end that came in the SIBOOR kits is not great. The V0.2. I mean, the one that I got here came with a magnets. The one here came with a Dragon High Flow, which is a super solid hot end. But yeah, God, words, man. You know what I'm talking about. the V0.2 hot end that they chose was not great. How come this... Did they forget to send... No, here we go. Okay, so this looks like this is going like this. And like that. And then we need M46 button heads, which we have got here. Board is able to power the Pi. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I've never used this board before. It's the FISEC Spider, I believe is what it's called. So it'll be a first for me. Nope, that's too small. There we go. Which printer do you find yourself using the most? If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I use my Bamboos a ton. Primarily because they're just always on and I can monitor them from anywhere. Lately I would say what I've been using the most is the A1 Mini, the P1S, the 2.4, and the VZBot. Like, those are the 4. And if I had to narrow it down even further, I dropped a nut, I dropped a screw. I would say P1S and probably P1S and VZBot lately have been getting the most use. Ouch, man, freaking wrist. You replaced, yeah. I might end up doing the same. Nice, at least with a Big Tree Tech board. What was the issues you had with yours? I can't remember. And I've heard good and bad about Orange Pi. Like, I know I've had some people that are like, yeah, it works fine. And then others that are like, yeah, installing stuff was a pain in the butt or whatever. So I dig the VZ. Got the X1 Carbon at the moment. Yeah. Again, I really like. I love building my own printers. I love watching it all come together, and I love tuning them and using them. But I will say that for the sake of just no thinking, throwing it at it, and knowing it's going to work, always like my Bamboo printers have been really dang good. I mean, some issues like I got a pretty bad clog in my P1P, so I needed to swap out the extruder gear. My original X1 Carbon needed a new heater bed cable. So like, I'm not saying that they're flawless, right? Like, I have had some stuff happen, but generally speaking, that's not the case. Like, generally speaking, it's just send it and it's coming out fine. Memory failure. Okay. Do you know if that was do you know if that's a common issue, Nice, or if that was just potentially like a faulty? I don't know how QC is for these Orange Pis. When you had that problem, do you know if that was something that was quite common, or if that was just again an issue with that one? Okay, so last thing we're gonna do is get our board. So it looks like for the board we have these guys, and we've got these ones, and we are going to probably mount them so that they're in the center. So yeah, more self-tappers. There we go. I'm up to 3 X1 Carbons of my 8. Yeah, they're rad. I get it. Like, I understand that they're not for everybody. I understand some people don't like the way that they've done things, and I am not here to argue the point. I don't care. I don't have any allegiance with any of these manufacturers. So if it's not for you or you don't like what a company is doing, hey, more power to you. But I will say, for again, my workflow and the stuff that I need, they have been an incredible asset. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, I am glad that there is lots of, you know, other manufacturers out there offering, oops, sorry, it's focus, different printers, because it would be so boring. Like if Bamboo just dominated the market and everything else went away, I would be super bummed. I mean, granted, I'd still have tons of stuff to talk about, slicer advancements, filament advancements, all, you know, different things, but it would make me sad. Like I like the variety. I think we need competition. Yeah, we need competition, so I'm glad that all the other companies are still doing their own thing, offering, you know, more inexpensive or open source or whatever their, you know, selling point is for everybody. Okay, we got one down. Oops. Why is that spinning? I feel like self-tapping should not be spinning that freely. I don't know. Hopefully that's okay. Last one is going like this. Did we hit 100 likes? We were at like 80 on the giveaway. We were at 94. Oh, we just need 6 more. If you have not hit that like button, do yourself a favor and smack it. Competition breeds innovation. 100%. Why would anybody innovate? Why would anybody innovate if there was no competition? I mean, sure, some would still. I'm not saying that everybody's just like, you know, but like the level of advancement certainly, like nothing says, hey, I need to do better things and make better products than, you know, a company coming out and eating some of your lunch, you know? I just had a bad experience. Okay, honestly, I don't know, but I stick with the product that I know. And yeah, no worries. That's totally fine. I get it. 95 here. Okay, sweet. I've only been printing for a couple years now, but man, has the technology moved in. Yeah, I got my first printer in 2014, and I will say that it's been evolving the entire time, right? Like, there's every year, I'm like, yeah, sick, cool, bigger, faster, more reliable. We have bed leveling now, things like, you know, all the different things. However, I will say that in the decade, I've been almost decade playing around with 3D printers now. The last, let's go with just year and a half, roughly, have been the biggest leap forward by far out of the entire time. I mean, believe it or not, like for anyone that wasn't around then, like when Creality came out with the original CR10, that was a massive leap. Prior to that, all the printers pretty much were more expensive or acrylic framed or full kits. And I mean, a lot of the printers I had prior took like anywhere between 6 to 10 hours to assemble. Like it was just a box of nuts, bolts, and hardware, and the end result wasn't very great. So to be able to get this, like, and aluminum profiles weren't really being used. So for this, you know, massive at the time, 12 by 12 by 16 aluminum frame machine that you can assemble in an hour was nuts. Like it was absolutely game changing for the time. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun watching everything just continue to evolve. Young 3D printing nerds, people. Yeah, oh, totally. We're yeah. The underground / rep scene would totally be still doing its thing. I think that these should go, yeah, so we want these flush. It would totally still be doing its thing, but it would certainly be different. M36s are what I need, and where are the M36s? Not you, I must have taken them out. One of the many bags. They're somewhere. Where did I put you? Those are M4s. These are M4s. Those are self-tapping. These are magnets. These are M3s, but way too long. Where are you? Did I put, are they right here? Nope. What did I do? What have I done? Oh, these look right. These look great. Angus did a video recently that talked about the history. I need to watch it. I don't get notifications when Angus posts because he's like gone through quite a few not breaks, but like creating video holidays, if you will. Like, so I don't see them. They don't come up in my feed. I need to check him out. He has a really good, I think, like even-keeled head on his shoulders. So I like getting his perspective on things. We don't chat. Like, I don't mean him personally. I don't call him, but like I like watching his videos because I think that he provides a pretty, again, like just fair perspective on things. Theoretically, eMMC should be better and more reliable than standard microSD card. I don't have an argument, but less familiar with RFID than knockoff. Wait, where did that conversation... Basically, anything I make about Cupcake was 2010 was a bad design decision. Looking back, 2014 was a good start with printer bought and flash forwards. Yeah, I mean, my first printer was 2014, and it was DaVinci 1.0, which was not a good printer, but compared to what was out there, like, it wasn't the worst thing. He's not the most consistent. Yeah, he's totally not. I have no idea what his other like personal life looks like, but he's definitely, he was at one point very consistent, and then just, I don't know, got busy with other life stuff. But yeah, his content's a lot of fun, and I also am like when it comes out. Okay, so game plan is get this mounted. Get these things that we've just put in the DIN mount on mounted, and then probably say farewell. He does a ton of robotic stuff that's hidden on his Patreon. I know that he's pretty involved in, I want to say, is it FRC or is it, I don't even think it's FRC. I think it's like fighting robots or combat robots, right? I think he's definitely posted some stuff about that, so. And he also has another, I think he has like a community website thing that he's fairly active in. Raspberry Pi versus, okay, gotcha. My first printer was an ANA A8. Oh, shoot, did I strip that? And now I'm, oh, yeah, when the ANA A8 came out, I actually made a ton of videos on it. I was a huge fan. For the price, I was like, this is insane. Granted, it needed a lot of mods. I show how to add a separate MOSFET board and all that good stuff, but for the price, I mean, it's not a surprise to me that it did well. It came in at the right time. It was their one-hit wonder, that's for sure. I've tried a few ANET printers since then. I remember they were supposed to send me one for review back in, God, so we were in our second apartment. We've been here for a year and a half. I'm gonna go and say 2017 or 18. They were supposed to send me a printer, kind of an Ender 3-ish style clone, and they sent 3 of them. All of them were bad. All of them. Like shipping damage, internal damage. And I don't think a video ever came out because I was like, this thing is broken. I don't know what you guys want me to do. Yeah, it was their one-hit wonder, and it was the right place and the right time for them. Okay, so we are going to, I'm not going to put this skirt on right now. We'll do that later because it requires heat inserts. Let's get these couple of things mounted. We can do this DIN Wago thing as well. Because I think once, oh, you know what? Are they having us install this because I won't be able to physically reach it? No, this mounts from the outside and then mounts from top down. So yeah, let's do this one, because again, I think that it'll be tough for me to get the driver in there after. Wagos. Where the Wagos go? I'm confused. There was a bag with leftover extruder hardware, and it had the Wagos. I mean, I guess I have my own. Sure, it's right in front of my face, and I'm just not seeing it because it's there. They are. Okay. They were here. Okay. I mirrored this print so the Wagos are facing up. Oh, that's a good point. Gotcha, because this is going to be facing, it's going to be hard to access. You think reprint it? I probably should. Reprinting Wago and the Mario pipe theme. Where it goes, where it goes. Oh, wait, the filament giveaway is unpinned on my end. I unpinned it before the... Yeah, I unpinned it before the giveaway. Are you doing sensorless? I'm not doing sensorless. This came with a PCB, like little PCB thing for X and Y, and we're gonna run with that. Maybe in the future I'll go sensorless. I have mixed feels about it. It's less wires, which I do like, but dialing it in can be sometimes a little annoying. I wanted the two Wagos alone along the back. Gotcha. I think I'll hold off on that. I think I'm gonna hold off on the Wago thing for now, so I can look at it, and I'll show you guys whatever I end up doing next week. Let's get these other stuff at least in here. So power supply is showing that it wants it towards the back with the connectors. So this is backup printer. Connectors are facing towards the right, and we are going to fit this on. Let's not break our DIN rail. What's going on? Okay. Okay, power supply is in place. Next up, we have got, oh, there's a, did you use the reinforcing bracket? Or no, because gravity's on your side, Aaron? Is that why your thought? Because basically, I'll show you guys this. So there's a little support arm here for the power supply, which I haven't used previously on DIN rail printers, I don't think. And I could see if this was upside down because it just gives you an extra mounting point, but okay, yeah, I'm not gonna use it either. I don't think it's necessary, especially since our electronics are, like, gravity is holding them on the DIN rail versus them hanging off the bottom side of the DIN rail. So I'm not gonna do that either. Okay, so then we've got our SSR, which I will place next to the power supply. Oh, we need to mount the SSR. Let's do that real quick. Overhead. Okay. Oh, this is the yep, this is the inverted electronics bay. I got to experience it on the Mercury build we did, and I love it. Especially with how much we typically tinker with things. Not having to flip it every time is just a super nice quality of life improvement, I think. So we need, what are we getting? M46 button heads. I think I used all of the M46 button heads. I'm almost positive I used them all. Wait, no, M46, never mind. I did not, I read that wrong. M3, M4, those are all. M46, there we go, okay. Two of these guys. Okay. Why are we not going in? There we go. This is definitely a different style of SSR than I'm used to. It's kind of fancy looking. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna take this off for a second. I can't see I can't see what I'm doing. As much as I want everyone to see what I'm doing, I also need to see it. Yeah, it feels like the there we go. The paint coating or whatever they used on the mount takes a little finesse to get it to start biting onto the thread. So there we go. Got them go. Yeah, I know, like it's like a bird. Like, ah. Yeah, these are neat. The usual ones, you have like a big plastic thing that comes off. This one, you just got these little snap latches. It's kind of fancy. I mean, I don't know if it was cheaper or more than the other one, but I do kind of like it. So for now, this is just going to be sitting over here. You guys can't see that super well. Well, you can. So yeah, right next to the connectors for the 24-volt power supply. I like that they have metal din rail clips, not just relying on printed one. Yes, most of the kits I've built that are using SSRs are using metal ones. I mean, I think most all of them. So that is a fairly standard thing. But I'm also, like you're saying, glad that they did that versus, hey, just print out one. Okay, so we've got that. Power supply's in place. SSR's in place. We're not using that guy. This is going up there. I almost think I'm gonna not do the Raspberry Pi there because, oh yeah, no, Raspberry Pi there. That's exactly where I was gonna do it. And then that goes there. Yeah, cool, that looks great. Side view, so let's go, or I said Raspberry Pi, what I meant was Orange Pi. This guy's okay. Why are we not? For some reason, this feels very tight. Jeez. There we go. That was mildly terrifying. And I don't know which orientation I want this to go. The job of the SSR basically allows AC to pass to the heated bed. You don't want the AC passing through your controller, so instead you have the AC pass to the SSR and you have a signal wire that goes from the SSR to your controller, and the controller says, hey, bed's heating up, allow the electrical current to pass through. So it makes it where you don't have to, or AC is not going to the controller. Yeah. But the SSR, if it for some reason fails in an open state, I believe it would be open state, and it's sending electricity to the, I would have the USB ports on the left side. You're saying facing towards this direction? Or USB ports on this guy, you're saying facing towards this guy. Or I would put USBs to the left side of the printer. Like this, you're saying? I don't think it matters all that much, but yeah, it's fine. We'll go like this. The opposite USB to your left. Okay, we'll do that. I don't have any argument against or for it. Just one second. There we go. Yay! So the fuse that's on the bed is there in case the solid state relay fails and it's left and open and it's sending electricity to the bed. Once the bed heats up to a certain point, instead of it just infinitely heating until it catches fire or fails or whatever, you've got a fuse, and the fuse, once the bed hits a certain temperature, which I think they're usually rated for, like, this one says 125C. So as soon as that fuse hits 125C, it will break the fuse, physically break the connection, and then electricity won't be able to pass to your heated bed. So it adds a, you should absolutely have that. It's such a small thing, it's a small item, and it potentially is the difference of saving, you know, a house from burning down. Granted, does it happen often? I would say no. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but why would you even risk it? Like, it's just irresponsible to risk it. So, sweet. We have got, this is where we're at. I am very happy about this. Our bed is, let's turn this so we can look at it. Our bed is on. Our main electronics, oh God, yep, it's gained a lot of weight this stream. The main electronics, that looks awful. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, that's as far back as I can go. So yes, bed is in place. Electronics are basically all mounted. Between now and this next week, or next Wednesday, I will figure out what I need to do with the Wagos that are down here, if I'm going to keep the stock ones, if I'm going to mirror them so they're facing the other direction or whatever. And next week, all we're basically going to be doing is wiring this up. I think, let me see, what's all left? We've got the end stops, which we have the PCB variant of it, so it should be fairly quick. And then, yeah, just running everything. So my dream is that we are turning this on next week. Will that happen? Who knows? It is me, and we could get on a tangent about corn dogs for an hour, but yeah, but we're gonna do our best. Wiring is tough to do on stream. So I normally don't do electrical on stream because I squirrel out way too hard, and it's the place where you will either hurt yourself or destroy something. I actually told Steve initially on the VZBot stream that I didn't want to do the wiring on stream. He said, no, we're gonna do it on stream. We'll sort of talk it over the night before, and I said, cool, fine. If as long as we're, we have a plan. I didn't want to go into it blind. We're gonna try it. I've never used an Orange Pi before. I've never used this board before, but I think we'll be okay. I hope we'll be okay. We're gonna give it a go. So normally I do wiring off stream, and the next stream would be basically us powering on the first time together and going through the config. But I think that it would be cool to do it together if we can. So other than Clipper firmware, my DaVinci is still stock. That is impressive. Who knows, Hadouken might arrive in a PSC lens. Yeah. VZBot was intense wiring. It was the first time I've ever used more than one power supply in a printer. So it was 24 volts, it was 48 volts, it was AC, it was external 48 volt stepper drivers, it was 2 static cooling fans, it was a CPAP. I mean, it was nuts. Like, yeah, it was absolutely nuts. The fact that nothing bad happened makes me really happy, because I gotta say, if something smoked, I would not have been surprised. There was just so many little things to check, but it worked great. So I remember the first stream I watched with you, Sparks. You didn't watch that stream, you saw the replay. So your audience, they like watching the mistakes. I know. I mean, a huge part of why I started doing these streams was because I had a handful of people reaching out to on the main channel, basically saying like, hey, I'm disheartened, like, how do you always get your prints looking so good, or your printers and stuff? And it occurred to me in that moment, I thought it was obvious that like a lot of things were going on behind the scenes. Like, I've been testing the printers and getting them tuned, but it seemed like there was a lot of people that thought that like magically everything I printed was great, which is the farthest from the truth. And so that was a huge reason for me to want to do these streams, to show almost every single build I run into a problem, if not 5 or 10 problems. And so to show that for increased transparency, and also how I sort of navigate troubleshooting when we do run into those things. So yeah, but I know that, again, people like seeing the mistakes, and I think that they're like great learning experiences, and we've had tons of them. So be careful with Orange Pi, some commands are different. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. I know for a fact that between the documentation from FISEC and the Orange Pi, we are going to have some firmware issues. Like, if it goes smoothly, I will freak out. Like, there's just no way. It's too much new stuff, but we'll do our best. So anyways, it is. I am 6 minutes beyond the time I told Aaron I would finish, so I'm going to call it here. And next week's stream will either be an hour later, which would be our regular time, or the same time as today. So that way we have a 4-hour window for streaming. So thank you everybody for hanging out. It was a oddly smooth stream today, which I'll take. I count my stars. But yeah, thanks everyone so much for hanging out. Thank you for the gifted memberships, the new memberships, everyone that liked, chatted, answered questions, just hung out. It's, again, I very much so look forward to our Wednesdays. It's the highlight of the halfway point of my week, that's for sure. So yeah, I will talk to everybody later. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever it is, time it is where you are, and hopefully I will see you guys next Wednesday. Cheers, everyone. Bye.